Hear he, hear he. Hello and good morrow, most noble chat. Can you hear me? How's the echoes out there in the abyss? Would you like a sip from my chalice, my goblet? There's nothing in here, but we shall pretend. Is my outfit slaying or am I slaying? I'm a cool painter girl. Oh, we're gonna paint later. But wait, I have to do my intro. I practiced once. Let's see how I do. Ready? Hello and good morrow, chat. Most noble chatters. Welcome on into the moderators. The Mensch Gang members. The cats, the dogs. The peasants and the bourgeoisie. To all, welcome. I bid thee welcome to a gathering most rare and refined. In this age, reborn of beauty and enlightenment, where artistry doth flourish, we at Holo Taco are honored to present before you a collection ripe for the fall season. This collection of nail paints, like jewels from the painter's palette, are wrought with devotion in the spirit of the Renaissance period. Have you been? You should check it out. Each shade a tribute to rebirth, to elegance, and to the timeless pursuit of the sophisticated sparkle. Let us pray, chat, and let thine eyes feast upon these shades. A treasury of 6 new crushed holographic hues, indeed, not limited edition. Hello? Where's the applause? I'm waiting. The crushed holoith are notith limited edition. May they transport you back to a time of great beauty and splendor. Now, should thy heart be so moved, do not hesitate to claim them as thine own. Go forth now and possess these treasures on www.holotaco.com. Thank you, thank you! Thank you very much. Do you want a fit check now? Who was that man on my pants? Don't tell Ben. Oh, they cut off my head. All right, let me sit down. Order in the chat. What do we think? Do you like my hat? It's a little itchy, but I do it for the vibes. Off with the nails. No, Starshot nails, not off with the nails unless you're wearing Peely Base, then pop off those nails, of course. All right, welcome to another live stream about a collection that has thy launched thy day prior. I'm trying, guys. I need a script if I'm gonna keep speaking in Renaissance language. But anyways, welcome. It's Saturday. It's Simply Saturday. Today we're gonna go over the new Holo Taco Holo Renaissance Collection that launched yesterday. So this is not a live launch. Everything is out. People have already checked out. Thank you. But I'm here today to speak with the chat about anything you want to know. Comparisons, combos, drinking out of this fancy chalice together, hearing about the formula, crushed hollow versus linear hollow, whatever you want to know. We'll take a look at the mood board. And I'm just here among the commoners to obey you. Yeah, give us everything. I'll give you everything. Bentendo, milady, may your serfdom go surfing this Sunday, as in the Lord's Day. Surfing? What does that have to do with anything? I'm so confused. I am confusion. Let me just scratch my painter's hat. Oh, we're also gonna paint today. I mean, like, okay, nail polish is paint, yes, but I got a tiny canvas and I thought I should be inspired like the master painters during the Renaissance period and paint with nail polish. You love my shirt? Thank you. It's, here. There's a lady on it. There, now you can see her better. There's a lady on my shirt! Who put her there? It's see-through, so don't worry. I wore something under. That's a different website. But look at that. I'm literally wearing art. And on my pants. Crazy. Yeah. Alright, well, cheers. Should I put some in the goblet? I'm gonna spill everywhere. Hold on. We must protect the square. Oh, I spilled everywhere. No! No! Not on my gaming mat. Okay, well, I have a little bit of a sipith in here. Ready? Oh no, we gotta move this. It's not aesthetic. Paper towel didn't exist in the Renaissance, I don't think. All right. Cheers. From my cup to yours. Stunning. Thy tea is most wondrous, most splendid on this morning. You're obsessed with the fit? Thank you. I'm trying. I tried really hard to like not just put on a cape, you know. That was my default. But then the team challenged me. They're like, "No, let's do more like cool girl painter." And I was like, "Okay, I can see it." But I had to figure out how to do my hair like this. It's kind of falling out, but it's kind of cute. Let them drink tea. Okay, well, that's the smallest glass I've ever seen. All right, well, welcome everyone. Hope you're doing well. Let me know in the chat if you already just went forth and bought the collection, or if you just picked certain shades. I want to know which ones you're already feeling, because I'm gonna, of course, cometh to you with data. Did they have data in the Renaissance? I don't know. How do you have all your hair under the tiny hat? Well, it's not under the hat. It's like in little buns like here. Don't look at the back. I didn't do it for the back. All right, what did chat buyeth thy other day? I bought the lot. I got the purple one. What purple one? The warm purple? Or the one we're gonna fight about? Got the lot. Love night. I was waiting for stream to choose. Okay, Mark. An educated Mark in the chat. The whole set. Thank you for the Canadian announcement. You're welcome. Yes, there are no longer reciprocal tariffs. Canada took off its reciprocal tariffs on our class of goods. So what that means is if you are in Canada, there's no longer that extra 25% tariff at checkout. It's gone. Regular duties and taxes, as always, still apply. Fine to table. I have to wait on this. That's fair. You do whatever you want. This collection is not limited edition. So I'm excited because part of the idea behind this was like bringing some really good crushed hollows, which we've been like we've not gone hard on crushed hollows. They've been like sprinkled in certain areas, but for the longest time, I've always wanted a deep fall jewel tone palette of crushed hollows. It was just a matter of time before we could like decide where to fit it and where it wasn't in proximity to, you know, a bunch of other colors of the same nature or blingy stuff, right? So September of this year just felt like the right moment to just like offer it up to those who are crushed hollow fiends and love fall jewel tones. So this collection is for you. And I'm gonna define and show you the difference between crushed hollow, linear hollow, and glitter for those that want a deeper look. But yeah, this is a fan favorite formula ever since we developed it way back when with like highest bidder, if you recall. Yeah, we'll go through the lore. There is history to the crushed hollow. So what should we start with? I got everything for you. I got too many things. How about we start with, let's do the mood board. Since you've already seen all the shades, I am gonna walk through the video on Holo Taco, obviously. But since you probably already watched it in yesterday's Common Square on YouTube, why don't we do the YouTube? That's where we are. Hello, welcome on it. We're live, I think. Are we live? Are we alive? Let's go through the mood board because it will tell a little bit of history. How about that? A little bit of Renaissance history. Now, let me be disclaimer. I am not a history expert. Okay, I think you know this. I do not claim to be an expert on the Renaissance, but some of my team is very passionate about it, and they have taught me enough about it, I think, to be able to relay some of the interesting moments and points from the Renaissance to kind of spell it all out. Like, how are the shade names connected? And just what is the beauty of the Renaissance period and how can we turn it into a nail polish collection? So I'm excited to deliver this to you today. And let's go through the mood board first. Let's kick it off, and I will look at super chats after when we do a little intermission. Okay, that's not French. I mean, I guess in France during the Renaissance they're French, so it could be whatever accent you want, specifically European. Any European accent. Yeah, where is Sophia and her history lesson when I need her? Sophia, I didn't pay attention in class. I know the answer. Husband and asked if you did your own hair and makeup. Well, yeah, I did my own makeup. There's 0 on my face right now. But I did do my own hair. Thank you. All right, let's beginneth with thy mood board for the Holo Taco Renaissance Collection. Oh, hold on. I'm wearing the wrong color. Whoop, there we go. Can't have that. All right, take a look at the Holo Taco Holo Renaissance Collection mood board. And I'll give you a little bit of history as we observe it together, all right? The Holo Renaissance was a period of cultural rebirth in Europe that bridged the Middle Ages and the modern era. It was the revival of classical learning and creativity, and it changed how people created and looked at art specifically. And that's kind of the segment of the Renaissance, like the artistic lens that we decided to zone in on the most. It also changed how we look at things like science, politics, general philosophy, and kicked off what we really now think of as the modern world. New trades opened during the Renaissance period that included access to new pigments and tools so that artists could use them, and it became inspiration for a number of master painters, which is why some of the most famous works of art in history came out of the Renaissance period. So let's go through the shades. The first shade we have is Vine to Table, And now normally I would do this in the other order where you could see the shade, but I know you've already seen it on holotaco.com. So you could just open up your other tab, okay? Okay, class, open up your other tab. So vine to table. Wine was a daily staple for many during the Renaissance period, and vineyards were a big part of the economy, especially in Europe. Artists used grapes, vines, and chalices, like goblets full of wines, as inspo to paint. And wine was also a symbol of indulgence and luxury. So with vine to table, we wanted to capture that. And there was also a lot of like feasting and food on the table. So from, that's where the to table, you know, like farm to table. Okay, there. I'm sure some of you know that term came from. So a rich, warm purple Merlot, crushed hollow, ripe and ready to fill your goblet. Vine to table, everyone. Stunning. Will she be the bestseller? We'll find out, because I've already got almost a full day's worth of data. Cheers. I just drank the nail polish. That's what this collection really is. My excuse. All right. Next up, we have cardinal sins. Who's been bad? Some sins are worth committing in this rebellious red crushed hollow. Who's that naughty little sock? So during the Renaissance, we know there was a religious culture, and the church shaped morality for many. Catholic cardinals also had red velvet robes that became a bit of a symbol. And there was many art depictions of things like heaven versus hell, eternal damnation represented often by red. Red also became a symbol for opulence and temptation, aka sinning. Go ahead, confess your sins, chat. Let me hear it. I'm the priest. Is that the right word for the guy who sits in the thing and listens to you? Yes, okay. Just making sure there wasn't another alternative word. I'm your priest. No, your father. I am your father. Go ahead, confess your sins, chat. Everyone is watching. So are the hollow gods. Your thumb is naked right now? Go forth, paint thy thumb. That is very naughty of you. You best be avoiding going to hell by painting that thumb. You made chocolate eggs, please forgive me? Oh, that's not a sin. You're going to heaven. I'm addicted to hollow. Again, not a sin in my books. All my nails are naked, oil soak. Okay, but if you're doing an oil soak, that is redemption. What is going on? This is the Renaissance. What do you mean, what is going on? You have questions? I'm here to answer them. I drink nail polish? Okay. I mean, this was my influence during the Simplynailogical period, wasn't it? Bentendo, forgive me, mother, for I have sinned. It's been 37 years since my last confession. Wait, you confessed in the womb? How did you do that? Was anyone listening? What did you say? What are you trying to say? Being born was a sin? Uh-oh. Stop, I used to watch you years ago. In the Renaissance? That's crazy. That was like so long ago. So proud of how far you come. Thank you. Is it my outfit? I've come so far with my fashion. Murphy's mom has got it going on. I have sinned. I use my medieval hollow nail clippers instead of a glass file. No! Do not use the steel metal. Use the glass file. We have the proper tools of the trade. How dare you? Okay, you're going out. All right, next shade is Nightlife. A medium charcoal gray crushed hollow cloaked in darkness, but also like concrete grayness, like a knight's armor. So knights, like, you know, the guy in the armor, like that picture, were fading as being useful in battle during the Renaissance period, but became more of like ceremonial or symbolic. So sometimes they would like stand outside of rich fancy people's houses And it was just like a symbol of like, look at us, you know, we have knights outside. Okay. They were often represented in art as valor, nobility, virtuous symbols, and gray tones more generally already represented things like steel plates, innovation, chains, stone carvings, and architecture. So all these things were kind of coming up during the Renaissance as we built the modern world. So whether you look at it as concrete or armor like a knight, I think you're gonna like nightlife. It's like a palette cleanser. It's like a really good medium charcoal gray that has a nice sparkle. Next up, we have a very fun one that we're gonna fight over, I'm sure. Can't wait to go into battle with chat over what color is this. Smalt of the Earth. The rarest deep indigo blue pigment now in crushed hollow. Lifted straight from the artist's palette. Okay, so smalt. What is smalt? Let's see if anyone knows. I'm gonna play teacher for a second. What is smalt? I didn't just make this word up. It's blurple. It's blue. Don't even start with me. It's cobalt. It's orange. Why are there oranges in chat? Where is my fruit bowl, Ben? Speaking of oranges, which we didn't buy. We got pears, apples, and bananas, and grapes. What is smalt? Smalt plus tall? What? Small plus tall? Oh my god, no. Chat, stop being so 5'4". That's so 5'4" of you. A blue pigment, pretty glass. Because of Taylor Swift? Oh my god. Yes, she invented the Renaissance, actually, yes. God save us all. Smalt is orange? No. Okay, well, some of you know. Some of you don't, so let's do some education. Smalt was a vibrant blue indigo pigment made by grinding cobalt-colored glass into powder. It was finally one of the first blue pigments in the Renaissance that became more accessible, and it was opened up in trade routes at the time. So they didn't have to use the more expensive pigments like aquamarine, and there was a couple others. So smalt like made blue more accessible, which is wonderful. We love that. Blue also became a powerful Renaissance color that was linked to the heavens and nobility. And it was used often in paintings for creating skies or landscapes, and also in fabrics to make really rich, like indigo or purple leaning, but kind of blue coats and so on, or capes. Stunning. And I'm sure you've heard of the expression, salt of the earth, like a really good person, kind-hearted, salt of the earth person. Well, this is the smalt of the earth of nail polishes. Stunning. Exquisite naming. You learned this in fine art? So did I yesterday. Love this name, 10 out of 10. Thank you, Kim. Next up, we have Venetian views. Find your muse in this picturesque deep teal crushed hollow. So, Venice, Italy, was a powerhouse in trades across Europe during the Renaissance. It was very rich at the time and funded a lot of art and architectural projects. And Venetian art specifically was a distinct style that had luminous, rich colors, textures, and an emphasis on light. So light shining on the water, light up in the trees or the sky. So Venetian views was kind of a mix of acknowledging the Venetian, you know, or Venice, but also just landscape, views, painting, and maybe views on YouTube. Hello? So many viewers, but not enough likes. What? How is there 1,200 viewers and 168 likes? I don't even need a calculator in the Renaissance to know that something is wrong with this picture. This is your cue to like the video. Thank you. Yes. I'm just calling out the commoners. We do what we gotta do. Sorry, Queen. You best be sorry, Godspeedy. Okay. Last shade is Far From the Tree. A rooted, warm forest green crushed hollow with depths that run wild. Green lovers are eating. I know. You're welcome. The Renaissance period, everyone cared about bloodlines and family heritage. Okay, these days, like, we don't really care as much, or at least I don't. But it was, like, way more important back then. Nobility carried through families and was sometimes painted on murals or canvases in the form of a family tree. So they would literally, like, plot who had whose baby on a tree, and then it would, like, branch out into the children, and then, like, what babies did they have, okay? And they would paint that shit on a tree. Some families used family trees and the fact that they were related to each other as political tools to claim assets, to claim titles to the thrones, to claim land, etc. So family trees were very important. So to me, falling far from the tree, which is the shade name, would translate to breaking from tradition, seeking independence, carving a new destiny apart from your family roots. So this one has like a deeper meaning, just like the color. Maybe you recognize the color. Holo Royalty, Holo Detectives, maybe you recognize this one? Yeah. Well, it's here now. It was far from our tree for past collections, but we're here. We have arrived. It has arrived. You've seen it? I don't know what happened. And there we have the Holo Renaissance Collection and the mood board. I hope that this helped painted a good picture of the shade names and the inspo. And now we can go forth and watch video, which didn't exist during the Renaissance. Crazy. Let me open up thy video player. There's a buggeth. Who let him in? Let us perceive this moving picture. You shall perceive the moving picture. Please give me one moment. 40-minute long director's cut begins. Yeah. Well, patience was a virtue, especially during the Renaissance when there was no social media. There was little in the way of distractions about, I don't know, measuring the size of rice. What else is on TikTok? I'm new here. I hope you do a light green crushed hollow named The Apple Doesn't Fall. And then you put it in a gradient with Far From the Tree. I see what you did there. That was pretty funny. Is it Christmas yet? No. But you could use these shades during Christmas. Look how versatile. Another thing that went through our heads in developing this Renaissance collection was the color palette and its versatility. Again, not limited edition. So these shades could take you into fall, stunning, build up our crushed hollow portfolio for the crushed hollow lovers out there who've been begging. I know, I'm sorry, but don't worry, we're here now. But some of these shades will work so well in Christmas manis because there's red and there's two greens. Even the blue is very like holiday-y if you want to look at it this way. It just depends on your perspective and what you pair it with and what kind of Skittle mani you create. And if you're doing nail art, ooh, fancy. Thoughts on camping collections staying around a little longer? It also wasn't limited edition, so we intend to restock if it sells out, except for the S'mores nail oil. That's probably going to sell out and then it will not be restocked. But that's like a very unique, specific product that is just very annoying and costly for us to keep making in smaller batches. So one giant batch of that oil and then she go forth. Obviously, we'll always carry our unscented standard nail oil. I missed your super chat. My apologies, good chat. Okay, let me look at that first and then we'll watch the video. I gotta catch up. I got the bundle, but I have a need for more non-gel. Sorry, I'm not showing you the chat. I got the bundle, but I have a need for more non-gel magnetics in my life. I hope to see some soon. We're working on things for 2026. We work a year in advance. You know, the innovation takes time during any period, even the modern world. This is not fast fashion, okay? It takes a year to develop from concept to release. Absolutely in love with Vine to Table. Thank you, Ronnie. Love this formula, and I'm so excited. I gotta do a poll of who loves Crushed Hollow. We read that one. We read that one. Okay, let me go back. Let's just start up a poll. I am polling the community. Are you a crushed? Here. Do you like crushed hollow formula? Yes. Nah. Or not sure, haven't tried. Valid response. You shall try one day. Answer thy poll. I plead with thee, chat. Do your homework. All right, let's watch this. And then we can do a little walkthrough. All right, ready? Oops. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Chelsea, simply, I love the new sticky base, so it's really made my manicure last longer. Amazing. I'm so happy it's working for you. All right, ready? History never looked this good. Facts. This is a historical fact. Enter the Holo Renaissance. Crushed holographic formula. Asymmetrical micro holographic flakes. I'm going to pause here and read the fancy writing. Asymmetrical micro holographic flakes. Ravishing yet subtle sparkle effect. Rich pigmented bases that blend into the hollow flakes, giving you full coverage. And crushed hollow is easily removed with nail polish remover. So these are the 4 tenets of what is crushed hollow, if you're looking for a definition. I'm also going to pull up slides. Wait, you know what? I lied. We're going to watch. Should we do that first? Yeah, let's do that first. I changed my mind. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up the difference between crushed, linear, and glitter, and we'll just do that education first. Pull him up, Buttercup. All right, hold on. All right. Let's close this poll. Do you like the Crush Hollow formula? 80% say yes. 7% say nah. 13% haven't tried. You don't know until you try. All right, let's go through it, okay, class? Holo Taco has all different types of holographic formulas. These are probably our 3 most classic ones that we do repeat because they're so loved. Ready? 1, crushed hollow. Asymmetrical micro hollow flakes. They are they kind of have a little bit of a scattered effect, meaning like they're not all the same shape or size, and they kind of spread out in a tattered way across the nail. However, the formula that we created with the crushed holo pigment is quite dense, so they're stuck together, kind of like a very tight-knit starry sky. It's also a formula that's easily removed with nail polish remover because crushed holo is not glitter. Crushed holo does not equal glitter. Very different formulas, and they have different impacts, different effects from afar, different ways of applying them, and also they have different ways of removal. Crushed holo removes easily, kind of like a creme. It's kind of magical. It also, I'm just gonna, why is this not? Okay. So in this picture, you can see in the macro that this is Vine to Table, Dead Petals, and Plum Luck, if you were looking for the shade names. A crushed holo gives a sophisticated sparkle effect. So you're gonna see the holographic pigments, which will like sparkle in little rainbows, kind of refract in tiny little rainbows. Depending on the shade, it'll also lean, obviously, the color of the shade because it's set in a base to add the actual color. But it kind of lands more sophisticated, more of a light dazzle sparkle, as opposed to like blingy the most holo. This will be the death of me. It's not, that's my 8:15 screenshot. Okay, whatever. All right, that's crushed holo. Moving forth to linear holographic, also another classic formula at Holo Taco. Linear holo is made of very tiny, very dense holographic pigments, like basically the smallest micron size you can get in a holographic pigments. And they're close enough together that when you kind of back off and look at it, they form the rainbow flare kind of in a line. So when you like look at your nails under the sun, you'll see like a flare of rainbow, a very tight knit flare, as opposed to like a dazzling kind of scattered holo effect. So with Dead Petals is what we're using for the example here. It's a similar color, but it has a smooth rainbow effect. It also applies differently. This one's going to apply a little bit more fuller coverage, a little bit thicker because of that linearness and the tightness of all the pigments. It's also going to remove easily with nail polish remover. So similar crushed holo, linear holo, they both remove pretty easily with nail polish remover. Last up for this trio, although there are other types of holo like scattered holo and holo tacos, but that's for another day. Holographic glitter formula is very different than crushed holo and linear holo. It's made up of sometimes micro, small, sometimes medium, sometimes large holographic glitters, which are always uniform in size. So specifically for our classic holo glitter formula, we've used hex-shaped glitters, like a hexagon, and hexagons have 6 sides. Wow. Look at everything we're learning. So it gives it a bit more of a uniform, glittery, sparkly vibe as opposed to a asymmetrical, like crushed holo vibe. Our holo glitter formula is most often suspended in a bit more of a translucent, like semi-translucent jelly base so that you can build up the glitter formula in 3 coats and see the distinct glitters through the layers. That's not really how crushed holo works. Although it is somewhat of a jelly, it's a little bit more like acrylic, I guess, because to add the richness and to counteract the silver impression of the crushed holo pigment, then you do need a little bit more of a pigmented base. Whereas holo glitter, we tend to go a bit more translucent because the glitter does the talking during the layers. So it's suspended in a jelly base, which is why usually for our formula, we tend to encourage people like layer it up in thin coats, 2 to 3 coats to get like the most impactful glitter, or sponge it on. With crushed holo, you shouldn't need to sponge it on. You should just paint it on 2 coats. You're good. Holographic glitter does not remove easily with nail polish remover because it's glitter. Glitter is just a very distinctly different pigment that kind of sticks in a way that crushed holo or linear holo doesn't. So some people end up having to kind of scrub their nails. It needs a little bit more effort to like push down and remove it with nail polish remover, or you can use peely base and just pop it off if you want to do that. So here you go is Plum Luck. And in summary, Crushed Holo, sophisticated sparkle effect. Linear Holo, smooth rainbow effect. Holo Glitter, blingy in your face glitter effect. So if you didn't pay attention to the last 7 minutes, I hope that you took away at least that. Thank you. Thank you very much. These are all different formulas. Some people prefer one over the other. And I love bringing you guys new shades in similar colors, but different formulas. And so that's where the nuance is. And sometimes it's not just a new formula in the same shade. There's also like undertone differences. Like Vine to Table, I think has a different undertone than Dead Petals, but we'll do all the comparisons later. Big brands like OPI will have 100 reds, but it's a big deal when Holo Taco does it. I know. We sin every time we release the same color. And guess what? We're going to do it again. We're going to sin for the rest of time because this collection, all the colors, we have released the same color before at some point. Yeah. If all we're talking about is color, have we released, I don't know, a plummy color before? Yes. No. Have we released red before? Yes. No. It happens. We've even released gray before. I know. Like less, actually. Like probably fewer grays. But still, we are guilty of releasing another gray. Send me to jail. Truly. Crush Holo lovers appreciate this though. They're like, no. I need that gray, thank you. I need that deeper gray than highest bidder because they know the lore. Have you considered inventing a new color? You know, I reached out to the scientists at Holo, you know, that new color you can't see unless you fire lasers into your eyes. No one replied. So unfortunately, that innovation has hit a dead end. We are still working on inventing new colors that have never before been seen by anyone ever. It's tough out there. I think we need a whole new cultural reset to get there. Maybe we do just need like a big memory wipe, a big like dump of our software, of our brains. Do better. Honestly, I'm trying. I go back to the past. I go to the future. What is the future of color? Name it Holo. That's what one of my lawyers says whenever we talk to him. He always goes, Holo Taco. Like, okay. Sounds like Holo to me. So you're saying we need a renaissance? I think we need like a reset. And that's what we're doing. This is the Renaissance reset. You've never seen these colors before. The trades have opened up. Actually, that's the opposite of the truth. Trade routes have shut the fuck down in modernity. The Renaissance would be so pissed at us right now. Okay, that's for another class. Please read my super chat. Okay, you're yelling at me, so I oblige. Is Vine to Table a pun? Vin de table, table wine? I was thinking it's like wine to table, like farm to table, but vine because like more grapevines. But I guess it could be a few different things, however you look at it. Mac Attack, love the collection, ignoring the Instagram comments about the same colors. Why is it always just Instagram? I noticed that too. What is going on Instagram? It must be investigated. They think you only need one red polish, one green, and don't recognize formulas or vibes. That's fine. I'm totally happy if people only ever need one red nail polish, irrespective of formula in their life. Wonderful. Then you don't need this. That's fine. Case closed. Dear Queen. Yes. Yes, commoner. Yes, chatter. My largest query is scattered holo versus crushed holo. Ah, a question we did not address in this lecture. My brain does not know how to define a difference, but mine eyes, thy certainly do. So scattered holo usually, although I find that is a little more loose definition in the nail polish industrial complex. Scattered holo usually just refers to like the holographic pieces are further apart. So some might use a crushed holographic like pigment, but just put less of it. So the ratio of like the jelly or color base to the sparkle is wider, so that these particles are like more spread apart. And then you might look at that and be like, that looks scattered to me, right? That's just not how we decided to develop our crushed holo formula. They're very like, it's very packed crushed holo, but you could make it scattered, I guess. Now for us, scattered holo is usually like, this is just what we mean, but I think it's done differently. Depending on the brand. Scattered holo for us usually just means like a little fairy dusting of tiny little pieces that kind of just look like dots. So think of more complex formulas that have a dusting of scattered holo. So like our micro shimmer, the Underglow collection, things like Vitamin Glow have just a scattering of holo, just a little bit. And then there's some more complex formulas like some of the birthstone shades. Trying to get you a better example here. Oh, I know. Dark Academia. Okay, this is a better example. So from our Dark Academia collection, you take something like Secret Society. Here, I'll just show you a picture. We're doing the full class. Okay, so something like Secret Society, which is like kind of a gilded antique gold mixed type formula, but it has scattered holo in it. See the tiny little bits of rainbow that are just popping at certain angles? You can kind of see them in the bottle, and you can see them around the edges of the nails, and you would see it more if you put it under flash. This is how we would characterize something like scattered holo. And if you're really confused, the scattered holo taco is straight up scattered holo, just a little bit more dense than how we would put it in a nail polish, which is just tiny little like fairy dusters. It's probably, when combined with another like formula like this, the least holographic impression, because the point is just a dusting. Whereas you have, hold on, I'm gonna open this back up. Whereas holo glitter is probably the most holographic impression. Again, it depends on the shade. Like if you go silver, then it's gonna be more holographic because holo is silver at its core. But holo glitter, you're gonna get like the sparkliest impression. Linear holo, you will in the sun, because you'll get that like flare of rainbow. And crushed holo, you'll get some of that, but it's a bit more of a sophisticated sparkle. So it's not as like in your face as a glitter. So really different types of holo for different types of people, different types of moods, different types of different seasons, maybe. Whatever. Huzzah. I thank thee for thy marvelous collection. Shall collect these hues post hence for thy birthday, which is today. Happy birthday, Kata. Hope you love it. Yvette, I tried, what is that? Smoothing base? For the first time, I waited because I thought it would be meh. I'm a coffee lover, but this... Oh, Simply Maple Breakfast. Oh, I was going to say, you ate my nail polish? That's weird. Who told you to do that? Not me, certainly. I'm a coffee lover, but this tea is so good. I had other teas and they don't compare. It's true. Oh no, not the BB No Money girl. If I can get BB No Money to cosplay you in this, to cosplay me, I don't think that's gonna happen. But good luck to you. KJ, I love the explanation and comparison of the different formulas. Can we have this lesson covering all of the formulas? Well, it depends how you define all of the formulas, because at Holo Taco, there's like quite a lot of mixed formulas that don't even like necessarily fit into specific categories, which I think is part of the challenge. And so sometimes I'll hear people ask like, what formula is this? Like Boom Toasted. And I'm like, it doesn't fit into any of the broader categories. And we want that flexibility to be able to do that sometimes. But then there's times where it's people like know what they like, they want it in other colors, like Crushed Holo. And that's what we did with this collection. So we went from camping, which had like mixed formulas. There was acrylic, there was an undefined kind of crystal jelly. There was Nature Calls, which like didn't really exist. Stop Buggin', which is a slightly newer like micro metallic flake. We got magnetics. So we went from this like mix, a star taco, to, okay, let's give the Crushed Holo lovers what they want and make it fall. So if you're seeing our logic, or I'm just spelling it out for you, part of our strategy is to be able to give different customers things that are going to tap into different people's needs. So some people are looking for exquisitely different formulas they want to lead into the fall. They want choice. They want to play with this and that. They want to discover things that don't necessarily follow a rule of what formula it is. And then there's others who are like, no, I know I love Crushed Holo and I need it in all the fall tones. Thank you very much. And I will answer your request. All of your requests. Logic, this is simply not logical. Yeah, well, that's me as a person, but Holo Taco as the brand would like to give the people what they want. And that's everyone, as much as possible, what they want. I'm a customer who wants everything. Shrooms nail. Well, we like those customers too, but for the people who are more picky, who don't want Crushed Holo, who just like magnetics, or who, I don't know, only like glitter, or who hate glitter because they want it to remove easily. There's something for everyone, and not everyone will get every drop, and that's totally fine. That's kind of the point of releasing more not limited edition drops with like that meet different needs. So that's what I'm very excited to do. I'm satisfying the Crushed Holo fall jewel tone lovers, art history lovers, Renaissance lovers. Are there Renaissance lovers in the chat? Is that a thing? I'm definitely a polish omnivore. There's also people like me who want everything in their favorite color. Oh, that's me. That's literally me. But I also want things in every other color, not just my favorite colors. Benjamin, what is this?
Thy cuppeth runneth over.
What is this bowl?
This beautiful fruit bounty doesn't fit in this tiny cup you got.
What? What is this tiny cup? Take it back. Did you buy this on Amazon? Return it.
Grapes, me lady.
I can't go. I got the stem.
I'll bite the stem.
I got the stem. Okay. Thank you for this generous offering of fruit. That's not very generous. How much was this, Ben? We couldn't afford a bigger bushel?
Let me keep my head, me lady. Don't send me to the gallows.
What is this embarrassment, this tiny bowl of fruit? Who do you think I am? You just broke a nail? Off with your hand, then. It will not fit. My fruit will not fit in my bowl. Oh, no. What is a girl to do with fruit that does not fit in this tiny bowl? Could we not afford a bigger bowl? This is one of those examples of what you see in the picture versus what you get in the mail. She did not read the measurements of the bowl. Well, we gotta take off the sticker. That's not aesthetic. They didn't have stickers on fruit and the Renaissance. Yeah, the bowl matches my tiny goblet, though. Was everything just tiny? Like, what is this? What is this? Everything was small in the Renaissance? Maybe it makes sense. I think people were shorter, too. All right, let me arrange my bowl of opulent fruits. Delicious. It only fits one fucking apple. They had tiny hands in the Renaissance and smaller portions. I gotta make it look aesthetic because I'm gonna paint it. Oh my god, this is the balancing act. Thy fruit will be bruised after this. Okay, I think if I go like that, it'll... Yeah, there. Stunning. Beautiful. Look at this bowl of fruit. I bear the fruit for you, chat. Look at this balancing act. Stunning. We're gonna paint you later. Just put you to the side. Okay, there. That's the prop I was waiting for. Such a bountiful bowl of fruit. Okay, where were we? Back to the video. Don't worry, we got this. Just balancing everything, including my fruit bowl. All right, so now we know what crushed hollow is. Let's proceed. My sleeve falleth off. We got cardinal sins, vine to table, nightlife, smalt of the earth, Venetian views, and far from the tree. Stunning. Please forgive me for I have sinned. We've been watching this video on shitty quality. Please put it on HD before the God sees. Quick! Are any of these colors sheer enough that wearing them over black would change how they look? You could. Yes, they would absolutely be even darker if we did one coat over black. We could do that later. Let's try and get in the video. Get into the video. What? Someone put my wrist thing. I can't tie it. Ben, you tied it wrong. Okay, first shade. And we will see a demonstration for how crushed hollow is applied. Vine to table. A warm purple crushed holographic like the wine you drink on Friday nights. The perfect hollow pour. Look at that. Stunning. Buildable. Let's watch it again. By the second coat. So on the website, we say 2 to 3 coats. But honestly, I think like 2 for this whole collection, generally speaking. It depends on how heavy you lieth thy coat on thy nail. But I think we like pack these so dense and the pigment is so pigmented. So pigmented. That like 2 generous, bountiful coats will suffice. This is such a good color though. Will this be the best seller? I don't know. We're gonna get data later. Data in the dark age is crazy. All right, glossy taco. Always do not leave your house without a glossy taco, especially over holographic nail polish. It won't be as shiny. It won't be as rainbows. Yep. Ivana, I'm excited to get this collection, but we'll have to wait because my kids' school supplies wiped my fun money. Well, your kids' school is important. You want them to grow up educated and know history, or else they wouldn't even understand the Renaissance period. Here we are. All right, absolutely stunning. This is probably one of my favorite colors. I'm like a pinky burgundy girly. Yeah. Stunning on our swatchers, also master painters. Oh, rich wine. Okay, like, are there any wine moms out there? I feel like this is your shade. I don't know. Vine to table, like, it's a good name too. Next up, Cardinal Sins, rich red crushed hollow. It's worth committing a few sins for, even if we release a red for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th time. I'm not sure anymore. This is the first coat. Hello? But you're gonna want 2 coats because you want to fill in, you know, the holes, like the holes in your lies when you try and make something up to cover up for all your sins. Stunning. This kind of incidentally, like by accident, just matched my velvet background. Like I was painting on a piece of velvet. Where is it? It's over there. But it was like, oh, that's kind of exactly the same color. Stunning. Sinfully stunning. It matches the hat. For a second, I thought you said it matches hell, and I was like, yes. I think this is a little bit more medium tone red than burgundy, which I would define as like darker red. And that was in part to like give it a more difference from Vine to Table, but also give it difference from previously released reds. Thank you very much. Like, or Bite Me. Okay. Or Bite Me is a very deep burgundy leaning brown crushed hollow. So of course I care about making sure that nothing is released in the same formula of the same color. So we lifted this red a little bit so that it's a very meaningful difference from Or Bite Me, which we're going to do comparisons, of course. Love how good it looks on all the skin tones. Of course, you can head to our website for even more pictures of all the new shades on our wonderful swatchers and different lightings, different skin tones. And another thing, remember, with Crushed Holo, because it's holographic, it's going to photograph differently in different lighting. So there will be a little bit on that at the end. But just like in summary, with anything holographic, if you put like your iPhone flash on it or you go out in the sun, that's where it's really going to look its like most impressive if you're looking for the rainbow sparkles, right? If you look at any holographic formula, whether it's crushed, glitter, or linear, in indirect light or in the shade, it's going to be more subdued, the holographic sparkle part, and it'll just look a little more like just the color, right? So there's like this picture, for example, these ones are a little bit less like flash on it, whereas I think the middle one is a bit more of a spotlight flash, and it can kind of transform the impression of the nail polish. I'll say with Crushed Holo specifically, when it's not under like a flashlight or the sun, it kind of gives me like a crushed velvet vibe. So it's not like sparkling rainbows if it doesn't have the light flare on it, but it's like kind of fancy because the Crushed Holo, even under any type of lighting, it just looks more, it looks like a crushed velvet, which I find also just really fitting for the Renaissance period and new fabrics and textiles. It has visual texture, but not actual texture. So you can touch a Crushed Holo and it just feels super smooth. It's an illusion. Sorry, let me rephrase. What? How do you keep track with all releases and colors? In my head? What do you mean, how do I keep track? We also have a tracker. If you put !HT tracker. Do you remember or have some sort of reference list to make sure it's not close to the release? I remember everything. I never forget that we released a particular shade in a particular formula. Immediately, when we're developing something, I'm like, okay, I need to go grab this, this, and this to compare it to. So I don't really need a tracker, but I also have a wonderful team. Just at the off chance that I forget, which I don't think I've ever done, who will also do the same thing. So we'll all sit together and review and compare, and everyone's kind of doing it, you know, on their own desks or with pictures in a deck to try and develop shades that do feel different or shades that are exactly the same, maybe, but in a different formula. All right, let's continue. Nightlife. This one's like a nice palette cleanser, okay? Just a nice like steely charcoal industrial gray, just to reset the palette. For those who don't like color, I would describe it as a medium gray Crushed Holo. Kind of gives me a concrete vibes or like Knight's Armor vibes. It is darker than High as Bitter. I will gather you that comparison later. But it's steely. It's kind of like steel wool. So appetizing. But this is moody. This is for like people who are like, I'm kind of emo, I hate color. But also like, you have all the black nail polish in the world, maybe you need something different. This is really good in a Skittle Manny to do grayscale. It's a really beautiful gray. Like Grey's Anatomy is jealous. Smalt of the earth. Let's fight. I'm going to set up the poll now. What color is this nail polish? Is it blue? Is it purple? Is it indigo? I cannot spell it anymore. Wow. Or is it orange? Now, the smalt pigment has always been described as a... Hold on, I'm going to put music on and find you. 1 second. 1 second. Please hold. All right. Here, this is smalt. First of all, everyone's computer screens is different. Also, so are your eyeballs. So, if you Google smalt pigment, it's described as blue most times, but like it looks more indigo in a lot of pictures than blue to me. Like that's like kind of indigo-y. So is that one. So is that one. So is that one. That one's like purple, right? So I do see a bit of a variance, and maybe it depends on like what type of cobalt was harvested, how it was treated, how it was processed. But it is certainly, I think, if we can all just agree that it's generally kind of indigo leaning blue, right? It's not like a navy blue, right? Or like a warmer undertone blue. Indigo is blue? Okay, well, whatever. So, going back to Smalt of the Earth, our nail polish, let's play and watch it unfold on the nail. First coat. She's rich with bold pigment and art history. Stunning in the second coat. Look at that. It's like a blurple pool, a wading pool. We can't decide. Is it blue? Is it purple? Is it indigo? Is it orange? All right. I'm also going to point out that on me, in the macros, on different people and different lighting, it's going to lean differently. This is like one that's super difficult to control, right? Okay, so we can appreciate that. Yes. It's Midnight Smalt. That's a good one. Okay, so let's go back to this. Oops. Let's pause on this frame. All right. We are ready. Hear thee. Ready for the fight. What color is this nail polish? It's time to fight. What color is Smalt of the Earth? Is it blue? 15% say it's blue. 19% say purple. 53%, that's over half. Now 52. Say indigo, which another chatter says is blue. Oh no, over 11 categories. What do we do? 13%, no, 12. 12% think it's orange. 13%. Stop changing your minds. 13% think it's orange. Yeah, we can't help them. I think we can all agree she's somewhere in the middle and she's stunning, and maybe you just have to get it for yourself and decide what color she is. Yep. I think this is like a really good rich color though. It's a little bit more medium and lifted than Midnight Spark, by the way. Don't worry, we're gonna argue about that. I will. You're confused by orange? Me too. All right, let's continue down the line. Venetian views. Absolutely stunning. Deep teal crush holographic, a picturesque color. This one just like, I guess I'm a teal and also like a warm purple girly. This one is absolutely stunning and could work for Christmas if you're doing more like teal evergreen tree. I wore this one recently to match a dress I had to wear for a wedding, and it was Perfect. And you can really see the crushed holo come together here on our two wonderful swatchers, one being more macro and one a bit further away. So the formula is going to read differently depending on like how far away you look at your nails. Absolutely stunning. Stunning shade. Last up, another green. Green people are eating. Oh my God. Far from the tree. A warm green crushed holographic. Yes, we had to do both. Okay. There's some people who want the cool tone greens, basically teal. And there's some people who want the warm tone greens, basically like mossy. So this one's gonna have a much warmer undertone in the jelly base, which will look absolutely lovely on warmer skin tones. Or anyone. I think it looks good on me too. Stunning. It's like moss and lichens. Lichen? I don't know how to pronounce. Rich green velvet. Ooh. Like snake green, kind of. All right. In different lighting. This was the education I was giving you previously, but crushed holo is going to look different in different lighting because it is holographic. Under indoor spotlight or sun, which I did not have access to, take one look outside. It was not happening for me when I was swatching these, unfortunately. But indoor spotlight or your iPhone flash will do something similar as the sun. And it'll bring out the little holographic particles that's going to look more rainbowy. It's going to reflect more in your face. And it'll be like, ooh, sparkly, okay? Under overhead light, that's basically just like my bathroom light, or in the outdoor shade, the crushed holo formula looks a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more subdued, and more like a textureless crushed velvet. So when I touch it, like right now, there's no texture. It doesn't feel like glitter. Like glitter pieces have a texture. Crushed holo doesn't. Once it dries down and you put on a glossy top on top, there's like zero texture. Just, it could feel like I'm wearing a creme and I wouldn't be able to tell. But it looks like a texture. It looks like crushed velvet when it's not under a flash, because then it just looks sparkly. So I find this one is really sophisticated and like wears differently, has a different impression depending on what lighting. And there's just something so unique about every type of formula under every different type of lighting that you get to appreciate when you like walk around your house or walk outside and you're just like, oh. So that's what I do. That was just a sneak peek of what I do around my house every day. All right. I'll play it again so you can see. And there we have it. The Holo Renaissance Collection. Show us your masterpiece when you get it in the mail. And a huge shout out to the warehouse, who's off today because it's Saturday. But it was so great seeing yesterday that because we launched on a Friday, people were already getting shipping notifications, which is wonderful. So that's one of the perks of us launching during the week, because we don't always ship out on Saturdays. But because some people are deciding to wait because it's not limited edition, which is wonderful, you choose your own path. You forge your own path. The benefit of people who were ordering yesterday, because some people are holding off, meant that more, like a disproportionate amount of orders were getting shipped out on the same day. So that's kind of like a bonus for people who order when other people are choosing not to, right? Strategic. You got your shipping notification? Mine already shipped? Yeah, there you go. Mine shipped yesterday. Amazing. So you're going to get yours like next week. Love that for you. You can get straight to painting. We have a few more activities to do. We have painting. We have combos, which I thought I would do on the fly per your request. And we have comparisons. We have too much to do. Were they busy in the Renaissance? Busy. We were booked and busy. Okay, let me read the super chats first. Will there be anything like Wanderlust in the future? Well, Boom Toasted was a similar crystal jelly formula is what I'm calling it. From the camping collection. Taylor, I voted too early. It looks purple on the brush, but indigo once it built up on the nail. Yes, you gotta take a look at all of the art, all of the works of art to have an informed decision. Whoa, now. I have no idea if you remember me some streams ago, but I remember asking for an art history inspired collection. I feel like dreams come true. Lol, that's amazing. And I'm happy that there's probably like a good number of you guys who are like really into art history or, you know, certain periods back pre-modernity that you wish for in some ways. But that's amazing. I'm glad you love it. Amateur nail art. Huzzah! We thank thee simply for this collection in the blessed formula I've ordered with great haste. I've been waiting for jeweled dark crush hollows. Absolutely, yes. That's what I'm excited to bring this forth to thy table. For forks, hello? Folks who like to do alphabet challenge manis, please can we have polished names starting with J, X, and Y? Alphabet challenge manis? That's how you want me to come out with shades? Is just based on the first letter? Do you know how much of a puzzle it is already to name shades and make sure we don't name shades that are similar to other things, that pass an IP check, that aren't too similar to other nail polish companies, assuming the formula and color impression is similar? Like, there's way too many variables to also add, okay, but it has to start with this letter. And I didn't even say it has to fit the theme. This is the biggest puzzle on earth. Jam session is J. Good point. I don't think the letters is a gap we need to fill, to be quite honest. I'm more focused on formulas and color, but who knows? Maybe I'll just say fuck all that, because some people don't care about that anyways. All right. Xylitol white? How about Xyler with an X? That's not how we spell his name, but... Actually, the only reason we have, like, a nail polish that starts with a Z or a Z, whatever, is because of my cat. Thank you, Xyler, for giving us not one, but two nail polishes. Xyler Cat Eye and Xyler the Cat. Start with a Z. I'll be waiting for Black Friday to grab some of these. I hope they are all in stocketh at that time, but I'm drooling over them and it is so hard not to snatch them up right now. Drool and make sure you get some paper towels, which I don't think existed in the Renaissance. Do you buy new clothes for the new collection or do you just whip something out of your closet? You think I had this in my closet? Just like, why would I have this? Why would I have this woman, this sheer lady? Hello? Why would I just have this in my closet? No, I bought it for the collection. Come on, man. Went to Toronto to see My Chemical Romance and made sure to rock our Holo Taco shades. Wore Feeling Sparks. Oh, that's a good one. It's like mean and red. Music too loud? Okay, let me go to the bathroom. I'm going to peeth out the teeth and I will return and we will do comparisons, combos, or painting. Actually, let's do a poll. What next? What next, chatteth? Paint with nail polish. We're gonna paint the fruit. Combos. Comparisons. Your choice. I will be right back. I'm gonna run an ad in the Renaissance. Let me know what it is. have returned. I have returned with my canvas and my palette. We can get to painting later. Careful, I might paint your portrait. Alright, what does chat want? What next, chatteth? 58% want comparisons. Look at that, even 21 combos and painting the nail polish. So comparisons, as always, were already posted on Holotaco's stories yesterday. Calmeth down. But you want more. So I'm gonna turn on my digital camera. Crazy. That's tea. I was wondering why. It's wet here. Oops, it's tea. I spilled my tea on the nail polish. I literally spilled it on the top and didn't notice. Oh my god. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Okay, we have to put them in an aesthetic order. So, no, there's still tea under them. Oh my god, look, it's like wet. It's from when I spilled my goblet. Ew. I'm such a mess. Was I just like, what's wrong with me? There's like tea on inside the cap. How did this even happen? I think I just had them like lying down there. Okay. Wow. My cup runneth over onto the hollow. All right. Mods, if you can timestamp this, just bottles presentation. I forgot to do this earlier. Absolutely stunning. The Holo Renaissance Collection. Look at these shades. Jewel tones for everyone. Could wear them for fall, could wear them for winter, could wear them for Christmas. Whatever you want. I could see like a bunch of combos going on here, you know? A bunch of pairings. I really like these two together. This is like, yes, give me teal, give me a rich magenta. Stunning. You could also do the gray with almost anything. I kind of like the gray and the red. That's giving very like jewelry vibes. Matches my rings. Look at that. Look at my rings. Yes, they're all real. I'm wearing $80 million on my hands, in case you were wondering. Obviously, they're real. I mean, they're real because they exist. For Christmas, you could do these, the warm green and the red. Love that. That's very true Christmas. And if you're just wanting to do like kind of a fall skittle, you can throw in the gray, because I kind of like that concrete. It just breaks up the color a little bit. And let's take a look at glossy versus matte. All right, okay. So we got crushed hollow, glossy taco. Makes it smooth. There's no texture when you touch it, just visual texture a little bit. Like it looks like kind of crushed velvet, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels smooth, like a crown. There's the 6 new shades. And if you add a matte taco, it actually looks like crushed velvet even more. What? This is crazy. But it feels super smooth. It feels like soft velvet. Oh yeah, but look at that. So when you mattify a holographic pigment, or any pigment really, the matte takes away the shine, and it also helps you really see the composition of what's in it. Like, the rainbows are dead, off with the rainbows, they've been murdered in town square, but you can see the shapes of what's left. So you can kind of see the asymmetrical, crushed micro hollow flakes, but they're not reading holographic, they're just reading like little pieces of concrete. And I absolutely love making the matte for that reason. But do know you've killed the hollow. But it's kind of fun. If you just want like a soft velvet look, mattifying a crushed hollow is really beautiful. It makes it look like stone, like powdery, more like architectural, a little more highbrow. Colored concrete, that's a good one. It's giving rich lady who wouldn't dare talk to the poor. Which color specifically? Maybe this one? Maybe, yeah, vine to table. Like, she won't even look at you. I am partial to the gray one, Nightlife, because it literally looks like concrete. I love concrete. I love concrete because it's like so uninviting. Like, that's kind of my vibe. And Smalt of the Earth. This one is really standing out to me. It's like such a pretty purpley sea blue kind of. Like kind of ocean vibes. Midnight sky vibes. Stunning. Then it's just crushed, no hollow. Great point. Alright. Stunning. And now, per chat's request, we shall do comparisons. And then after that, we'll do data. Ben, remind me. Or Ben, you can send through the data so I don't forget, and then we'll do that after. What first, chat? Let's start with... Let's start on this side. So we'll do the kind of eggplant plums. And we'll start off with Plum Luck. To kind of complement the sneak peek comparisons you already saw through our Crushed Hollow education slides. But yeah, we're going to start colors from this side and then just go in order. So remember, everyone's lighting is different and everyone's skin tone is also different. And everyone's computer screen is different. But this is Plum Luck. RIP, we're tired. Will it be voted back by Holo Royalty? Only me and the team know. That was in a recent survey. A little extra perk for Holo Royalty. There is Dead Petals, which I think reads darker than what we came up with for the Crushed Hollow Holo Renaissance Collection, and that was intentional, right? So we didn't want to like make it exactly the same darkness. It's a little bit more lifted, but it's still very much like reads dark. Like look at it, you know what I mean? It's still objectively a dark hollow, but a little bit not as dark as Dead Petals. And I'm gonna whip out my iPhone flash. Whoop. Because I want to also do this. So here, I kind of want to block like the Beauty Guru lighting. Where are they? Block the Beauty Guru lighting. There. There's still one. But here's a good appreciation slide. It's not a slide. This is a live video of Crushed Hollow versus Linear Hollow versus Hollow Glitter. Right? Very similar shade, similar color, more or less. I mean, I could argue that the one in the middle's darker, but you're really seeing the difference in the three types of holographic pigments. And guess what? Sometimes it's a benefit for us to release the same color in different formulas because people can wear them in a Skittle Mani. So the Skittle Mani means like kind of what I'm doing here, but instead of wearing the same formula in different shades across your hand, you can wear the same or roughly the same color in different formulas across your hand. So have this be one nail, this be one nail, this be another nail, and then return. Or find another one, find a scattered holo. Or find a creme. I don't know if a creme matches this exactly. Nightshade's probably a little too cool toned, but... Oh look, another gap I need to fill. Alright, so I think that's all I can really compare it to this one. I don't think there's anything that's like quite warm purple and dark like that. So let's just move on to the red. And I will pull, so there's already Naughty List, which is retired, RIP. But let's pull the others. Okay. So the first one I'll compare it to is Or Bite Me, because these are the same formula. Cardinal Sins or Bite Me. Totally not the same red. Now on our website, you know, or if we're trying to oversimplify, they both, hello? I'm merging two words. They both might come up under red. But they're very different colors of red, which was the point because they are the same formula. For me, like, part of my rule is if it's the same formula, I'm not making the same color. But if it's a different formula and there's an appreciation, or there always should be, for a different formula because people like different formulas for different reasons and you can like make them in a Skittle, whatever, then they can be the same color because like that's actually fun to build and to have things in a color you love but in different formulas. So compared to Or Bite Me, which is more of like a very dark burgundy, slightly brown leaning, Cardinal Sins reads much more medium toned red, much more like lighter red. And we can also compare to Sophia. Hold on. Gotta find her. I still have her on this ugly wheel. I know, it's my bad. And now if we go even lighter, here is Bury Me in Holo, which is objectively lipstick pink and not Cardinal Sins. So this is also a little bit more of a milky corelli base, meaning like there's a bit more whitish type pigment that is in the crushed holo floating in, which does translate to a little bit less holographic look, but it helped make the more like muted lipstick look because she was really looking for like more of a muted mixed lipstick color. And whereas Cardinal Sins is more punchy, like objectively it's just more like a punch. But they'd be pretty together as two different colors of lipstick. I'm glad they're very different. Of course, Ella. Why would I make things that are the same? It's okay. I'll just sit here for it's been 6 years. I'll sit here for another 6, proving my point. Who's with me? Okay. So that's both crushed holo formulas. Now looking at other different formulas, here's Naughty List, which is retired RIP. That one is much deeper, much darker than Cardinal Sins. As is Misfire, which is from last year's Declassified, much deeper, much darker burgundy. Let's take a look at Ruby Madly Deeply, which is from the Birthstone Collection, which didn't get brought back because not enough of you voted for her. So RIP to her. I'd say Cardinal Sins is a little bit lighter than that, and that's in part because it is a crushed holo, which is disproportionately going to read a bit more silvery vibes because that's what the pigment is. Whereas this is a holo glitter where you can have a more translucent red jelly base. Favorite Sister coming right up, Jen. So Favorite Sister, which has retired Is there stock left? I don't think so. I can't recall. If there is, there's not much. But that is a frosted metal, meaning very shiny. It also has scattered holo, but it's not a predominantly holo effect. It's more of like a metallic foil effect. And since I already have it here, here's sacrificial lacquer, which is, yes, magnetic. But for relativity purposes, you retired your sister. I know. I did. Let's do Jam Session, which is crushed holo, but it has a micro shimmer in it. So it's kind of an adapted crushed holo. So this is the Rock Candy collection, which I would say is much lighter and brighter than the Holo Renaissance collection. But like, this is kind of another good example of two very different vibes, right? So similar colors, but like some are darker, some are lighter. And the lighter ones have added micro shimmer to make them a little more like candy, a little more like Jolly Rancher tasty, as the theme was rock candy. For the Holo Renaissance, we decided to go a little bit more of a purist pigment direction, which makes sense given the art undertones of the Holo Renaissance ideation we decided to go with. So we skipped adding the shimmer for this collection, also trying to create balance. So sometimes we add shimmer, other times we don't. We'll kind of go back and forth to build gaps and make sure that nothing is ever too similar. But we're gonna put shimmer in future ones. And then future ones after that, we won't put shimmer. Okay, that's good for red. Let's do grays, which we just don't release enough of now that I'm thinking about it. So on the glitter wheel, I'll just, since I have this here, that's Rainbow Snow and Black Holo Wish. Again, these are glitter formulas, not crushed holo, but it's kind of right in the middle. Nice medium charcoal gray. And what else? We'll do Highest Bidder, which also has Smoke Show on it, so you can see where that fits. So this was the 3rd anniversary limited edition gala collection from 3 years ago. So yes, some people have this shade, which was the origin story of crushed holo actually. So fun fact, Highest Bidder was our very first crushed holo, and that's when people decided they liked it. And they were like, oh, I like this. Can I get more? And so we did more. We did more. But she's been long retired. It's been 3 years. And we wanted to reincarnate the concrete crushed holo vibes. But let's make it a little bit darker, a little bit more appropriate for fall. So I would say this is a good like couple shades deeper, more of a medium charcoal gray as opposed to a light gray. And I do think generally our crushed holo formula has changed since this, because this particular shade, when we were first concocting it, you see how it looks a little less obvious, the crushed holo. That's in part because it's a bit more of a crelly base and a little bit less pigmented but translucent at the same time base, like these are. So the way we formulated this allows the color and the pigment to be a bit more rich, a bit more obvious, as well as the crushed holo pieces showing through. Whereas this one was a little bit more softer, in part because of the like white, not actual white necessarily, but just like it's a little bit more clouded. Will we eventually get crushed holo in a clear base? Do you mean like a topper? So I prototyped that. Like you can make crushed holo taco, but I, for now, felt like I would just be yelled at for it not being different enough than the other holo toppers, to be quite honest. Sometimes you just can't have fun. I know some of you would appreciate it and still want it because it is different than linear and scattered and flaky. But ultimately I was like, I'm going to prioritize other tacos in the future that feel more different than a hypothetical crushed holo taco would feel. That's all. So, you know, the people in the public square, they get to me too. I listen to them. I listen to the people. Sometimes I don't. because I release more than one red. Yes, I don't listen to those people, but I do consider, you know, proximity. And I'm like, you're kind of right. So I'm going to prioritize other ones. That doesn't mean that we'll never release a Crush Holo Taco. I feel like eventually, maybe. But I want to get through other things first. Future tacos, you say? Oh, there is so much more to come, young grasshoppers. Spoiler, Holo Taco will be releasing more things. Oh my god. How dare you. Okay, what else is gray? I think, like, honestly, that's it. I mean, we have gray cremes, but I think this is the best comparison. So let's move forth to blues. I like fighting over this one. Okay. So Smalt of the Earth compared to Midnight Spark. What do you think? They're not the same. Oh no. Oh no, guys, they're not the same. What are you gonna do? What are those comments gonna do now? I don't know. I'm gonna turn on my iPhone flash for even more fighting. Look at that. Crushed Holo versus Holo Glitter. Whee! Yeah, you can really see, like, the jelly's different, but you know what it also is? It's the glitters in Midnight Spark are a particular color of, like, purpley indigo that you can't adjust because it's just the color of the glitter. You can adjust the jelly. Midnight Spark is more blue leaning. Maybe. Compared to this. Only in this instance, chat, will I agree with this assessment. It's still indigo. Okay, let's compare to Sapphire Burststone. Happy birthday to all the September babies out there. So your Burststone playing with Sapphire, which was brought back, bless, is definitely more true deep bluer than Smalt of the Earth, which is more indigo leaning. And of course, different formulas. What else? What else is blue? Oh. Blue / purple. Let's put it right in between of the Dark Rainbow Linear Holos collection. It's kind of like smack in the middle between Sunken Secrets and Violet Nightmares. I'd say the undertone's like kind of right in the middle. Like perfectly in the middle. Let's compare to Steep Dreams. Steep Dreams. Which these are like worlds apart. Like crazy worlds apart. So Steep Dreams was a crushed holo, but it also had an added shimmer in it that makes it pop a little bit different. Like these are not the same color, but some people might simplify. Some simple people might say these are both blue. They need an education in pigments. Yeah, oh my god, that's way more different than I expected. Silent Library? I'm missing her glossy for some reason, but here, look, I have them both matte. Okay, that's pretty. Look at all these matte. This is the Dark Academia collection. This was last year's one of our fall collections. Stunning. Very different palette. Very different color palette than what we went with last year. But these are both like midnight sky, just very different vibes. One's like bright pigmented sky and one's like moody, like almost colorless. Have you thought about gel? No, I have not. Increasingly less thought about gel, to be quite honest, in the last few weeks. Instead, my mission in life is to convert everyone to just wear regular nail polish and do it yourself at home. Dark Academia and matte, so vampy, right? What else? The blue. All right, I think that's good for the blue. Let's do the greens, okay? Teal, green. Everyone loves nuance in greens, which is something that I can definitely see from the Holo Taco customer and absolutely appreciate. Some people want emerald, forest, teal-leaning blue greens, and other people want warm, rich, mossy greens, or limey greens, or yellowies. So let's go through it. If you recall, remember Down to Earth a couple falls ago? Look, another different fall palette. Oh my god, crazy how that works. Okay, I need to stop being so sassy. I think it's the hat. I gotta take off this hat. People really loved doing double greens in this collection, okay? And both of these greens, I would argue, are more on the warm side. For this collection, we wanted 2 greens as well, but we just like... There's such a good, valuable difference between a blue-leaning green, aka like teal, and a mossy, warm-leaning green that I'm like, do them both! Stunning! And it really works with the Renaissance concept because there was a lot of like landscape portraits, greens used in art that made sense from a historical point of view. So now moving on to comparisons, I think Modest Moss is a stunning Skittle-manny companion for Far From the Tree, Modest Moss. And let's compare to Everything is Pine, which I'd say these are not the same vibe in undertone. Like, these probably don't look good together. Again, this is so subjective. You put on whatever fucking nail polish you want. And if you love it, I love that. But my artistic lens suggests that Everything is Pine is a little too like clover green, which is not the spirit of like the Renaissance in my research and understanding, right? It's not earthy enough. So very different from a glitter we've released in the past. And let me pull up the camping collection again to showcase this is like bright, kind of like in your face. This is Stop Buggin', that micro metallic foil flake formula. And the Renaissance Crush Hollows read a little more earthly, a little more grounded. But I kind of like Feral Forest and Venetian Views together because Feral Forest is a bit of a blue-leaning green. It's like an evergreen. And I think those work nicely together. You could probably also get away with that one. Yeah, you could do it. Again, the Corelli is maybe going to vary a little bit depending on your skin tone. Yes, Dark Academia. I think, hold on, my glossy wheel fell behind. We have recovered it. It just fell behind. Okay. So Ivy League is much darker. So again, Dark Academia from last year's fall collection. Ivy League, along with all the colors in the Dark Academia collection, were like super fucking dark because that was the point. Super dark, doing something different, more muted, less colorful, you know? More sophisticated bibliothèque, Dark Academia, moody. But I kind of think these look good together if you did a Skittle, right? And then you have 2 different formulas. Ivy League's kind of like a formula of its own. It's a little bit of a scattered shimmer jelly. But I think undertone-wise, it would suit a pairing with Far From the Tree. They're both on the like warmer side. Now let's move to the more tealy colors. So this is one of our best sellers. This is Lost in the Woods, which is from the Dark Rainbow collection, Dark Rainbow Hollows. I think if you look really close, yeah, I brought them in close for you. I think Lost in the Woods is a little bit more green and Venetian Views is slightly bluer teal. So I wouldn't say they're like exactly the same shade, but they're similar enough to do a Skittle with, but one of them does lean a little bit bluer, and that's the one on top, Venetian Views. It's more blue teal. For some people, this color or this range of teal or blue leaning greens is like their absolute favorite. Like they buy all their clothes in this color. So having this in the crushed holo formula is wonderful. So I'm happy to have built that out for all the teal lovers in chat. We can also compare to Sophia's Brucey, which was much more muted and moody and was also a linear holo. So Sophia's Brucey was like grayed out, like more of a muted, moody, metallic teal, if that makes sense. What next, chat? Teal No Lies. We could do Teal No Lies. That one was, she's a punch in the face. Like that, woo! What? These are not from the same planet. Never mind the same period in history. How about some Starry Eyed, which was a fun glitter with stars from the After Party collection a couple holidays ago. I'd say Starry Eyed is a little more muted and a little bit darker, like in its jelly base. It's also a jam-packed glitter formula with stars in it. But as a Skittle Manny, I love these together. You could also pair it with Bring Me the Teal if you want to do a basic creme. All right, let's move on from comparisons because I think I've pulled out all 87 wheels to combos because this is kind of the fun part. This is where you can customize beyond your wildest dreams what combos you want to do. And I have prepared this wheel already with the new collection. The new Holo Renaissance Collection. I've pre-painted some of these wheels. Hello? Pre-painted a wheel here, and I'm gonna ask chat, what would you like me to put over this? What Holo Taco combo would you like to see? So go on and shout what toppers I should put over these, and we'll just kind of play around. I have 3 of each shade, so choose wisely. Fallen Flake. And I know someone's gonna say Gold Flake. Some of you were hoping for a Gold Crushed Holo. I didn't make it because it wouldn't sell and everyone would hate it. You can't do Gold Crushed Holo. It'll always read yellowy, mustardy, like Amber Apathy. Nobody liked her either. So, Crushed Holo is silver. You can't make silver gold. That's how that works. You gotta use a totally different pigment that actually is gold, which isn't holo. Unless it's scattered holo, but that's not going to give you the same impact. Okay, we don't need that lecture today. Lunar Unicorn Skin. Collecting the Tacos. Solar. I think that'll be stunning too. Polar Princess. Yes, yes. Scorched Earth? Well, that's kind of like solar, but I like it. I'm gonna try and make sure I get every color too. So I've also got Freezer Burn for blue, and I've got Celestial Lights for green. So we're gonna cover every color, roughly. You should do a limited edition real gold flake crushed holo. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I definitely want to charge 3 times the price and call it limited edition. That would be really great for me and the response, I'm sure. No, that would be not good. How about I sell you fake gold? Okay, this is not real. I mean, it's real, like it's in a bottle. It exists. How about that? It's $14. And it's not limited edition. Any other ideas? Brilliant. Rose gold? Okay, that's pretty. I like that. Okay, let's get started. I don't have room anymore. I gotta start painting. Okay, this keeps falling off. It won't fit my thumb. It's like a window. It's like a little door. Does it fit? Oh my god, this is so cute! What? But I gotta put it over a Renaissance shade. Look. It doesn't fit my finger, but it fits the cap. Okay, that's so pretty. Okay, no, I don't sell these. I'm getting distracted. Okay, let's take all the tacos. We got all the tacos. I wonder if all my rings fit. Probably not. These ones are more normal size, or not normal size, more my finger size, so they won't fit. Yeah. But now I know what to do. If a ring doesn't fit me, I'll just put it on top of a nail polish bottle. Okay. Let's start over here with vine to table. What should I put over vine to table? I'm thinking rose gold, freezer burn, and chat picks the last one. Go. I'm using my cool painter girl discretion. My artist discretion. Here's rose gold. Ooh, just a pretty little pink sparkling. Okay, I like that. She's giving daughter of the noble families. Helen of Troy or whatever. She probably has a horse. Garden party taco? Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, maybe we'll do that. Ooh, look at freezer burn. Fuck me up. Little girl stayed out late past curfew for that combo. Oh my god, shocking, stunning. Freezer burn? I love it. Okay, let's do garden party taco. Gotta collect some flowers. So I just threw some on a yogi lid. But first I will paint and then I will get the flowers. So any large pigment glitter, the glitters don't just magically appear perfectly placed. You gotta place them yourself. That's just life in the nail polish game, but it's pretty easy. I just throw it down on a nail polish lid and then use a toothpick. Bam. Done. Garden party. That's cute. That's like a dark garden party. And there is pink reflective in there, so if you're shining your flashlight head on, you're gonna see... She's pretty. She's prettier. I am not playing Peak, despite that saying I'm playing Peak. Alright, what should I put over the red? What shall go over cardinal sins? Gold, I think that's a good idea. Fallen Flake, okay. Those that have similar vibes, but I'm interested. Scorched Earth? Ooh, I kind of want to do, yeah, like, it's like fire on fire. Yeah, light the sins on fire. Okay. I kind of like doing the warm, warm, warm. Let's do it. All right, opening up. And let's kick it off with gold flake taco. So for those looking for a way to add gold into their Skittle Manis or accent with this collection, I do think are already existing, which you maybe already have in your collection. Gold flake taco is absolutely perfect. Oh, hello? That looks like all the campaign promotional pictures that we put out with the gold frame. There you go. Ornate, stunning, exquisite, sophisticated, opulent. Now let's try fallen flake taco. Fallen flake taco. Which, ooh, it's reading a little darker, a little moodier, a little more fall crispy leaves. Look at that. Okay, that's good. That's very fall. That looks like autumn leaves, the one in the middle. Because it's using a multi-chrome foil flake topper, hello, that also has like some deeper shifts to it. And last up, let's add Scorched Earth, which is a more tight-knit shimmer pigment, iridescent shimmer. Which is just, this is gonna pop. Kind of like Freezer Burn, but not as obvious because it's in the same color family. Oh, but I kind of like it. It's kind of subtle, which I guess makes sense when you put the same color on the same color, but it kind of gives it an additional sheen. It's like, okay, so for those of you who like shimmer, but are upset that there's no shimmer infused in this crushed hollow because we decided to go the purest pigment route, this is how you can add it. It's subtle, but it makes it hot. It's a little bit closer to hell, one step closer. Yeah, subtle, but in a nice, like, sophisticated way. All right, what do we put on Nightlife, the gray? Do I get to pick two? I want to put Silver Flake Taco. What else, though? Shooting Star? Oh. Stars, yes. So Silver, Star. These are both silver and stars. We need something that's a color. A color. Solar? Okay, well, I think solar will look good. Let's do solar. All right, let's start with Silver Flake Taco. So another metallic foil flake like the gold or the rose gold. These are pretty classic in terms of our topper lineups. Oh yeah, that is like sterling silver. Okay, that's really pretty. That's even sparklier concrete. More like crunchy concrete. Crunchy? It's like raunchy and crunchy at the same time. Okay, for the shooting star taco, I'm gonna put a couple stars down on my yogurt lid. Hold on, I'm having trouble. There we go. Let's add some stars. So you're going to want to place those with the toothpick to get them exactly where you want it. Bloop. That's pretty. It's kind of like soft shooting stars. Very monochromatic, very grayscale. There, that's probably enough. And last up, let's do Solar Unicorn Skin. So that's the orangish one. This will be like fire on the coals. Ready? Oh, okay, I like it. It's like a coal opal. Fire on the coals. We're cooking out here. That combo cooks. It's glowing embers. Yes. Absolute W's. We just cooked a big W. Stunning. It's like a gray opal. It's like when you find an opal in the concrete. I don't know if that's a thing, but sure. All right, Smalt of the Earth combos. What shall I combo it with? Someone said Polar Princess. I'm gonna do that. That's pink. That's gonna be pretty. Very pretty. Very pretty. What else do we do? Aurora. Yeah, let's do Aurora. Just so we have a chunky unicorn skin and then a shimmer. And what's the last one? Disco dust? Oh! Okay. I like it. That's a nighttime party. All right, let's start with Aurora. Aurora unicorn skin. So this is like the kind of purpley unicorn skin. It's a little more subtle. Ooh, I got a Menchie hair. Subtle, but it's giving it a little bit of like little sparks of the same color. That's fun. And now let's put Polar Princess, which is a bit pinker and more of a uniform shimmer coat. So it's gonna look a little more like, ooh, it's like indigo chrome. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I really like the shimmers over, especially when it's a color that's like at least one shade over, so it's more obvious. But that's pretty. That looks like you went to a salon and you asked for like the purple pink chrome. And last up, let's do Disco Dust, which is kind of our version of a rainbow reflective topper. But you will need to look at it under specific direct lighting with the light forming a circle around your field of view. But you see the little twinkling like Christmas lights in that one? So that's not holographic, it is reflective, like a safety jacket vest at night, but in different colors. That's pretty though. That's very like after party coded. I mean, that's what Disco Dust is from. But that's like spicy nightlife. Like they had wild nights in the Renaissance with a little bit of disco dust. I was also opened up in trade routes back in the 1500s. I have no idea if that's factually accurate. Someone fact check. When did they get disco dust? You know what? I actually might have known this information when I was in grade 8 and I did a project on, never mind. Okay, let's move to the greens. What should I put over Venetian views? Do I hear a fallen flake? And a lunar unicorn skin? Yes, yes, yes. And how about I raise you a celestial lights, green on green, bitch. Yeah, let's go. Why are your mouths so wide? Are you hungry? Ben, I can hear you outside. Can you get me the sales data order? Unless you already sent it. In which case I apologize for ignoring your text message. Nope, he didn't. Hold on, I don't know if he heard me, so I'm gonna text message him in the Renaissance. Crazy. Okay, we're doing Venetian views. Come for the nail polish, stay for the view. Let's kick it off with Fallen Flake Taco. Oh, this is gonna be perfect for fall. Who's ready for fall? I love fall, but I hate that it's so short where I am. Stunning. Okay, that's good. This is more obvious than putting it over the red because it's, you know, the opposite color, but that is so fall coded. This is like, take me back to school right now. Take me back to school. Throw me in the courtyard. Throw the textbooks at my head. I'm ready. That's what comes to my mind when I think of fall. I don't know. I guess other people have different. Maybe they're more like Christian girl fall, and they think of. I don't know. What do those girls think of? Like scarves and PSL lattes or something. I think of textbooks and like walking to school. But whether you're a textbook keeper, study, go back to school fall kind of girly, or you're a Christian autumn girly, whatever, you know, this is a great combo for you. Let's try lunar unicorn skin if you want to lift things a little bit more. You want to be more enlightened. Then a unicorn skin might do just that because it's more luminous. They are translucent, meaning kind of see-through, iridescent flakies. Ooh. That's pretty. That's more like... That's giving me more mossy, rich forest. Whereas Fallen Flake is a little more like crunchy autumn leaves. This one's less... I mean, it is kind of fall, but it's more like rich boreal forest. The Forêt Boréale. It's a bit more expensive, a little bit closer to, you know, July. And lastly, over Venetian views, let's do a green on green. Ready? So this is Celestial Lights, a shimmer topper. Ooh. Oh. That's if you want to spice it up. You just want to... Oh. When it's out of focus. Oh. Okay. That's like adding extra twinkling lights to your Christmas tree. But like the same color. See when I blur it? Okay, that's pretty. I like that combo. If you want to do green on green and you're like trying to even... Okay. I'm sorry. There's too many thoughts going on. Let's say you're trying to match something. Maybe it's a dress for a wedding. Maybe it's your shoes. Maybe it's a tablecloth. I don't know. And you have these colors because you just ordered the new Holo Renaissance Collection. And you're like, this is like almost the color I need, but this one's a little too warm, right? You're just like, no, that green is a little too warm. It's closer to this, but I need it to be slightly greener. You can tweak things slightly by like tricking the brain and adding a topper that is slightly more in that direction. So whether it's like our yellower shimmer topper, the green one, putting a blue topper on a purple leaning polish to make it a little bit bluer. You can do these little like topper tricks to kind of change the impression of the color. And there's just too many combos for me to ever take enough pictures to show you all of them. But I just like how you can do this yourself and you can customize things by adding a topper and like kind of leaning something. Do you realize you are literally speaking to me right now with my green wedding dress? Wait, your wedding dress is green, Eliza? That's sick. Okay, that's amazing. If that was more normal to just like, you know, do whatever the fuck you want on your wedding and like wear whatever colors, then I might be more interested in getting married, to be quite honest. So I love that for you. If that's what you meant, I don't know. Maybe you meant the bridesmaids' dresses are green. Okay, last up. Far from the tree. The warm green, the mossy green. What shall we put on her? I think I'm gonna have to put gold because that one's gonna be a good combo. Classic. Halogen glow. Okay, we're staying in the goldy zone. That one's kind of warm and yellow. But should we do an opposite? Right? Like a rose gold? Okay, we could, yeah. Oh, I think that would be pretty too. Yeah, okay. We're doing rose gold. Wait. Someone just said coin toss. Thinking outside the box here, I like it. Putting a whole ass hollow glitter formula that's not technically a taco. Okay, should we do coin toss? Yes. Okay, you can sit back. Rose gold. Sorry. You're too expected. I'm sorry, silly munchkins. I know we never put everything taco on anything. All right. Let's start with gold flake taco. This is going to be a classic combo. Over far from the tree. Rich, opulent. It warms it up even more. Like rich, mossy green. Absolutely stunning. Good fall shade. Reminds me of like vines crawling up a school. Or not necessarily a school, but like any building. I don't know. There's no gold there, but you know, just in your head. In a fairy tale castle, maybe. Now let's do Halogen Glow, which is an iridescent shimmer, also of the yellow gold proxy variety. It's never actually gold, an iridescent, but it's kind of giving that. A little bit warmer. We're seeing a little bit more of the orange flare. Yellow in some lights, more orange in the other, but that's pretty. That kind of like warms it up too. It gives it more of like a crystallized effect rather than a metallic foil like chunk effect. And last, we're thinking outside of the box, and we're gonna put coin toss, which is a hollow glitter intended as a full coverage formula. So you do like 3 coats of this jelly plus hollow glitter, but there's no rules in art. You can apply 1 coat of this over top of whatever the fuck you want and just get like 1 dusting of hollow glitter, which I love. Your creativity. Look at this. Inspiration. I'm just gonna not load it on too thick. I'm gonna try and drag it out so we can still see color underneath. Oh, okay, that is exquisite. Wow, you just made it blingy. Let's say crushed hollow isn't blingy enough for you. Now, you can't say it's not hollow, because it is. It's just crushed hollow pigment is a unique, more sophisticated pigment. But if what you really mean is you're just a glitter person, like you're just a glitter freak and you want the biggest, blingiest sparkles ever, then you can just put any of our glitter polishes on anything else. Just put 1 coat. But you get to keep the general undertone of whatever you put it over and get 1 coat of bling. Okay, so you can all calm down now, children. We've got a bunch of screaming Sophias in the chat. Sophia, the glitter freak. Are you a glitter freak? I feel like you're not, though. I feel like you're actually more of a sophisticated queen. You are more of a crushed hollow, linear hollow goddess. That's okay. That's okay. I think I tried to like make you a glitter freak, but I think you were like, no, I prefer the scattered hollow. She has a refined, sophisticated palette. Crushed hollow would be in her wardrobe for sure. We need more glitter. Carla, we literally just released Pixel Perfect. Okay, well, not just. It was like back in the spring, but I hear you. But yeah, we're doing crushed hollows now. No, I'm a freak, but maybe a shimmer freak. Oh yeah, you're a shimmer freak. Shimmer, micro glitter, micro glows type of freak. Hold on, I might have to sneeze. It's not working. It must be the abundance of fruits. This abundant fruit bowl that I have. It's not making me sneeze. Okay, since some of you want to see it over black, I have 2 spots left, so pick 2. Let me just get these painted black. Pick 2 shades from the new collection that you want to see over black. So let's lie down some 1 coat black. And I think this will be a fun technique for those of you who want to make the new Crush Hollows even darker. which some of you might want to do. Okay, you emote, that's fine. I love you coming up with combos, changing things up to get it exactly the way you want. What do we want? Nightlife, cardinal sin, bind to table, cardinal sin. Okay, a lot of people saying the reds. The reds, the pinks, but you want the gray too. We got room for two. Venetian. Oh, Sophia says Venetian views though. Here's what I suggest. We do one of the more medium lifted colors, which I'm gonna go with Cardinal Sins, just to see like what would happen if we made this darker. And I think I'm gonna do this one. Like, how dark can Nightlife look? Yeah. All right, let's test. Let's see what one coat of Cardinal Sins looks like over a black base. Now, I will say, these crushed hollows are not intended or formulated to be a topper. Like, they're not toppers. They're full coverage, do it up in 2 coats kind of vibes. So this is against the rules. But that's fine. That's what I like to do. Okay, ready? I think I just painted a hair in it. Oh my god, you can see the hair. I'm breaking so many rules. Okay, I just fucked it up. Whose hair is that? Okay, that hair is gonna stay now. Okay, I did a bad job. Whoops. Off with her head. Against the rules, like a sin. Confess, exactly. This is a cardinal sin. Let's see if I can do Nightlife a little bit better. Praying for no hair. Okay, she did a better job. You can make her darker. Now let's compare. Also, I would just like to footnote, there's no glossy taco on any of these. So any of the combos we just saw would be even shinier and look better once you put on a glossy taco. But for the sake of time, you know, everyone has places to go in the Renaissance. There's no glossy taco on here. Now let's compare what that looks like versus just painting on the color on its own. Okay, so it can be darker. Apologies, I did kind of mess up the application at the base of the nail, but that's what Cardinal Sins looks like over black to deepen it a little bit. But to me, that's not really the same as a darker color or undertone in the same formula, because I am seeing it as like a black base underneath, which is not the same thing as just a darker shade, like Or Bite Me, right? This isn't like all of a sudden it's Or Bite Me. Because there isn't a black base underneath. It's through and through that burgundy color. You feel me? You know what I mean? So an integrated formula is very different than putting a topper or a polish not intended as a topper, but using it as a topper over something else. Now let's look at Nightlife. So putting one coat over black, yeah, it's gonna read much darker, but it also looks less dense, right? Like there's not as much of the crushed hollow packed. It's less concretey, and I don't just mean the color, I mean the level of density, the density, the ratio of the crushed hollow to the base, which makes sense since it's only one coat. But we love to explore. Exploration, innovation. modern invention and recreation. Go forth now and recreate thy combos with the new Holo Renaissance Collection. I can't wait to see what you make. How many rules you break. How many rules you break. I'll be watching you. Okay, should we paint with nail polish? Or was that never a good idea? And by paint, I mean paint fruit on a canvas. I mean, I kind of think it's funny. Anyone? Or wait, Ben's gonna get me sales. He said 1 sec. Sorry, just seeing this. Ben! Here, I have an idea. Let's vote first before I paint you a piece of fruit. It's time for data. What Holo Renaissance shade is chat's favorite? You have to pick one, or off with your head. I'm gonna go in order. Find to table. This poll is maybe easier because we are controlling for formula. All the formulas are the same, so that takes it out of the voting equation. So now it's strictly about the shade, the color. Smalt of the earth. Okay, we're gonna do these 4 first, since I only have 4 poll options. Go forth and vote in thy chat. I hath forgotten to consumeth thy water. This is so hard to pick. Yeah. It was hard in the Renaissance, too. Alright, here. I'll give you some imagery. Look at this frame. What nice framing. Stunning. How will you pick? No one knows. Alright, answer the first poll, and we'll get to the second. Alias Canadian says water made people sick back in the day, which is why they drank booze all the time. Was that really why they drank wine? That's incredible. Siblings in Christ, Jesus returns very soon. Really? Will he accept my cardinal sins, nail polish? Repent your sins, everyone here, if you are living in sin. That's all of chat, basically. The temporary pleasures of this world are not worth going to hellfire for. I kind of can't wait. Focus and fix your eyes on Jesus. Is he hollow? Can you focus on hollow? This is actually a good question. Because it kind of looks better if you blur your eyes. Like you go like out of focus. Sometimes I wonder if I should focus on the chat at all. Let me think critically about that. As a critical thinker during the Renaissance. Philosophical one. Sis is confused. We already live in the hellfire. It's true. Just turn on the news. I was waiting for people to yell at me for the shade name. I was like, hello? Where are the people who are mad? It's weird. It's weird. I guess I should be thankful, but I don't know. That's okay. I'm happy with my place in eternal hell. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. You know, I'm happy, you're happy, we're all good. Holo be thy name. Exactly. Simply, thank you for making Holodago a brand that gets lovely people together online. Yay! Like you lovely people. Holo to the RHT Chaos family. I love this new collection. Alright, let's close out poll part number 1. What Holo Renaissance shade is your fave? We are gathering opinion poll data from the chat, and then we're going to compare it to actual sales data that I have from the last 24 hours. Vine to Table coming in on top with 45%, and then Nightlife, and then Smalt to the Earth, then Cardinal Sins. Let's end that poll and do part 2. I'm going to put back on this page so you can see. What's your fave shade part 2? Venetian Views. Far from the Tree. Far from the apple falling far from the tree. Is that shade Brad? I don't know. Okay. And then we're going to add the 2 that were the best. Hold on. My memory lapses. Thank you, Katie. We got mods on deck, and we got Vine to Table. This is gonna be a hard one. This is gonna be very challenging. No. And Nightlife. Nightlife is pretty strong for a gray, for like no color. Love that. How can I pick both greens when you put them both in the same pool? You are forced to choose. Is this Christmas music? I don't know. I could change it. It's just what I found when I searched Renaissance. Maybe it's wrong. It's royalty free. Who knows? Sophia, my faves are Nightlife, Venetian Views, Smalt to the Earth. You're influencing the poll. This makes sense though. This is like kind of your palette. I knew you would like Venetian Views. That one was like, okay, it's teal. Show us the swatches again. Okay, here. Stunning. Okay, and I will also show you. There's a macro. Ugh, I lied. Make it bigger. We can do this too. A little quick movie walkthrough again. Crushed Holo. Dang it, I hate picking one. You have to. Now, you don't have to pick one when shopping. Most people don't pick one because that's never worth the shipping. But when voting on YouTube polls, you must pick one. That's just how the methodology works. All right, let's close up this poll. What's your fave shade part 2? We got Venetian Views on top, and then Vine to Table, and then Far from the Tree and Nightlife are tied. Uh-oh, how are we gonna break this poll? I don't know, I'm gonna give it one more second, see which one is gonna come out on top in the middle. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna compile Smalt of the Earth. Or from the tree. Okay, this is a tough one because it's not really super clear. That's so interesting. Honestly, Smalt of the Earth and the green are like too close for me to actually... Guys! Okay, I'm gonna have to do some guesstimates. This isn't as clear math as I was hoping, but Here is the order of shades per chat. Per chat's favorite opinion poll shades. Here's what we got on top. Venetian Views, Vine to Table, Nightlife, then Smalt of the Earth, Far from the Tree, and Cardinal Sins. Okay? Now, let's go to sales. Hello? Cell phones of the Renaissance. Crazy. According to sales, as per usual, most customers are opting to pick up all of them. Renaissance freaks or crushed hollow freaks or jewel toned sparkling whatever. But of the individual sales, so which of the individuals have sold the most by number of polishes in the last 24 hours, we have a little bit over 24 hours of data now since we launched yesterday. In first is Vine to Table. So we got a flip. And then Venetian Views. Okay, so these two were just flipped. Then Nightlife in the same spot. Then, oh, the red. The red is coming up. Chat doesn't like red. Chat, it's because chat sins all the time and they feel guilty just hearing the shade name. I think that's why. Our customers are just more honest with themselves. Then Far from the Tree, and then Smalt in last. What? Maybe people just don't know what color it is. Maybe they think it's orange. All right, and here you go, sales order, top to bottom. Do we agree? Do we agree with the customers? Well, I guess obviously not. We agree with chat because you are chat. I think this is kind of rude, to be quite honest. We gave you 2 greens. You only love one of them. And we gave you the perfect smalt color and good shade name, and it's on the bottom. I'm kind of shocked. I predicted that these 2 would be on top. I think these are just like the most iconic jewel tones, personally. I mean, I love them, so maybe I'm biased. I thought Nightlife was going to be on the bottom because I'm like, it's gray, you know? People, like, it's stunning, but I think it's a smaller category of people who are like, oh, give me the gray, you know, which is fine. But I'm kind of surprised it's sitting in third over like more colorful colors. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm surprised. Smalt is the most original. It kind of is. Shade name and the color, because it's like hard to describe. It's like that perfect in between. I am very surprised at this part of the results. Not this part. This is not surprising. The gray is a very perfect kind of gray color. But even that statement I find to be subjective, because gray can come in so many different undertones. That's why we have like duct tape gray or foreshadow in cremes, for example, which are like very different grays, undertones. So this only offering one gray and it being like, well, it's one undertone. You know, there's more risk of people being like, oh, I prefer this range of undertone grays or whatever, because it's not a color, so you notice the undertone more. So anyways, I'm just surprised it's third. I'm happy that like you guys are kind of moody, I guess. Everything is stunning. You skipped the gray? Well, most people didn't, so. All right, here they are with iPhone flash. You just get that. Yeah. You really do want to look at the crushed hollows in the light, which kind of speaks to the Renaissance theme, you know, and the art component of it, where paintings were often trying to represent light and luminosity and enlightenment, the Enlightenment period or whatever. And that's like crushed hollow. And our customers who enlighten me every day with their color choices and sales rankings. Is this our Halloween collection? Is the theme Halloween? I mean, I guess you could have a Halloween costume that's related to the Holo Renaissance or dress as me, like a cool painter girl. But no, this is not a Halloween collection. Do you want a Halloween collection? We could do that too. Maybe wait for October, but I'm most excited for Knight's Life. I think I'm gonna rewatch A Knight's Tale after this stream. Stunning. Okay. I kind of want to paint with my new paints. How about we do that? Let's open up the bottles. And then I will get to the detectives deck. Did they make me a deck? Did they write it on a scroll? Halloween collection, yes, please. Okay. So if you ask nicely. Paint the actual fruit? Sarah! I will get yelled at because people will be like, what about the children who could have eaten that apple? Here is my bowl of fruit. Here is my canvas. I'm going to paint the fruit like one of my French girls. What? I'm a French girl. Oui, oui. C'est moi, la fille française. Je vais peindre avec mon vernis à ongles. Mais on va pas peindre les ongles. Non, non, non. Aujourd'hui, on va peindre ici. OK? Je suis du Paris, France. De la Renaissance. La période du Renaissance. OK. Ça suffit pour mon français pour aujourd'hui. Quoi? Qu'est-ce que fuck? Okay. Where's my palette? Voici mon palette. Je suis simply une artiste. OK. Regarde. Watch. Look, listen, learn, stop, drop, and roll. Maybe I should draw it first. I think I have a holographic pencil. Okay. So, I know you can't see, but I will reveal the greatness of my master painter skills. All right, sit down. It's art class. How small should I draw this bowl? Ready? I'm gonna turn the music up while I think. Behave. I'm concentrating. Okay, I've drawn the base. Do you want a sneak peek? That's my sketch outline. And now to paint it in nail polish. Okay, do you want the aerial view? Well, then you can't see it on my little stand, but that's fine. That's for the display. Wait, here. We're gonna do both. C'est bon? No, c'est bellissima. That's Italian. Okay. I'm gonna do it both ways. I'm gonna do it like this, like a real master painter. Whatever. On a fucking easel. You're a little weasel, did you know that? Okay. I don't want to use other nail polish colors. So I'm going to do an abstract interpretation of what colors are what. This is not accurate. This is art. Just so we understand each other. And here we are painting with nail polish. I've done this before. Back in my Renaissance on Simplynailogical. If you do recall that. What a period in history. Can anyone reference the works of art I have previously painted on a canvas of sorts? Bonus points for those who remember. Did their homework. At least it's smaller than a car. Oh, true indeed. This was a tiny canvas. Not as tiny as nails, but tiny nonetheless. Okay, red apple. Yes. Paint thy apple. Forbidden fruit. What kind of apple is this? Is this a gala apple? I don't know. I forget my apple. Oh, lovely. Okay, stunning. I'm gonna try and make like a gradient. Why not? Give it a little bit of a sheen, a little bit of a unripeness, a little bit of a darkness, a moodiness. I'm going to blend. Yes. Okay, the pear. What color is pear? It's not. We're gonna rethink it. The yellow is throwing me off. No one wants a yellow nail polish. We've seen that in our statistics. How about a teal pear? Yes. Love that. Love that for us. Is this a pear at all? I don't know anymore. Ceci n'est pas une poivre. You just learned the French word for a pear. It's poivre. No, wait. Is that pepper? Fuck. I honestly don't remember. The music is so dramatic. You're dramatic! Okay, now for the grapes. Oh, they look like blueberries. Poire! That's what I was looking for. Not poivre. Arrête là. Jusqu'à ici là. Okay. We are making grapes, and guess what, bitches? I'm gonna blend Smalt with Cardinal Sins. Yes, I'm ruining my brush, but don't worry. I happen to own this nail polish company, and I will just get another one. Don't yell at me for my special privileges. I am a privileged, noble artist. Okay, this is kind of looking good. Like, what's up? Why? Alright, don't mean to spoil it for you. Obviously, we need to use vine to table. Why didn't I do that first? But now we have like multicolored grapes. The grapes are getting so much dimension. My grapes have never been grapier. This is beautiful. Now I'm gonna use vine to table to shadow the apple some dimension. Yes. Okay, we need another grape up here. Yes. Okay, now I gotta do the stems. The stems can be gray. Like the mood. Like the skies. Like the Great Depression or something. I don't know. Wrong period. Oh. We're getting there. We're getting there. The big reveal is coming. have to have trust and patience in the process, or life is meaningless. I want dimension in the bowl. So I'm actually going to use some Venetian views. Yes. Stunning. Give me some richness, some dimension. The moment of truth is coming. Can Simplynailogical paint at all? Is she an artist or is she a fraud? Will it be off with her head? We'll find out on the next episode of... It's beautiful! It's a work of art. Dare I sign it? I can't sign it with nail polish. I'll try. Okay, here, I'll sign it after the reveal. And now... I am pleased to introduce to you my master painting of the evening. I call it Bowl of Fruit a la Holo. What do you think? Painted with only using the Holo Renaissance Collection. It is an abstract interpretation, an enlightened painting of this simple bowl of fruit, because sometimes fruit is so simple and you just gotta make it hollow, give it some love. Why is that so good? A masterpiece, true art! Stunning. And good thing I have this gold easel to display it in. My nails and my art. Hashtag painter, hashtag artist. Okay, that is impressive. I mean, like, I hope so. I'd kind of be a joke if I didn't know how to do anything. Okay, there. When you look up close, it's not as nice. I think it's nicer from far away, but isn't that all art? Well, if this doesn't convince you that this is an artistic palette of stunning nail polish pigments, then I guess I can't convert you as a customer. Ooh, should we put on our phone flash for good measure? Let's do it. Oh my god. Just when you thought that art reached its peak, you just gotta shine that shit with a flashlight. Oh, my lord. Absolutely stunning crushed hollow. Oh, now this is a bowl of fruit I would eat. This bowl of fruit would not stay on the counter for long. Can I buy your art? Yeah, $2. Cha-ching! You just bought it. Sold to the highest bidder, amateur nail art. This art has been sold. Thank you. Take a digital picture. This is your NFT. I'm actually surprised. I got tons of surprises up my artistic sleeves. No! No, it fell in the painting. No! Okay, I must sign my work so everyone knows it was me. How will they know in 800 years that I did this? I have a detailed brush. acquired it in the trades. And a yogurt lid. Don't ask me how I got that. I got it from the future. I'm just taking some of my Smalt pigment, mixing it up. And we're gonna sign our names so everyone knows my legacy. Yes, my signature is actually a heart. There's only enough room for simp. Quick, we're going out of bounds. That's fine. Art knows no rules. I will literally carry this off the canvas. By Simply. Never forget. She was an artist. By Simplynailogical, RIP Nail Art 2014 to 2018. I present to you my final canvas. This will go to the highest bidder. Wow, what a throwback to the origin story of Crushed Hollows. Like, the lore in this collection is next level. I didn't even mean to do that. Crazy how that works. Okay. Here, I'll give you one final last look at, this is the gallery, and then we'll move on to the Detectives gallery. Wait, is it the same way? No, here, I gotta give you the same perspective. Ready? So you can see exactly why I painted what I painted. What do you think? I am an artiste. Magnifique. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, you can all have it. Yes, Bob Ross will be on tomorrow. Yes. All right, you admire that while I pull up the Detectives. We'll see if it's artistic. We will be the judge of that. This is a hard court. Look at that. You got a art history lesson and an art class all in one. Simply, where did you get your pants from? A cheap website that I don't want to recommend, but I needed it for this specific fit that I'm probably only going to wear once, so I couldn't really find either a more recommendable provider. Not provider, but like, you know, maker. I do what I gotta do sometimes for the vibe. But, you know, here we are. It's tough out there in the Renaissance. My options are limited. All right. I'm gonna keep the same music for Detectives. I feel like they deserve it. Moving the art gallery aside. Or, no, let's leave it on display. Why? How dare I? Just moving it so I can use the keyboard, but don't worry, it's still here. So anyone coming into the gallery can see why we're all here. It's to paint this bowl of fruit. This tiny bowl of fruit. All right, Detectives, what have you done? Holo Renaissance. Welcome back to Detective 101. Brought to you again by the chaotic Holo Del Taco Detectives in the Simplynailogical Discord. Wait, what was this? What did I see? 34 slides? Good lord. It's longer than my stream. June 2024? A hot new single has entered the villa. Okay, you guys, I don't know if you're gonna be mad, sad, happy, or what. Okay, this was an Emerald Crush Holo that was prototyped a long fucking time ago. It was an option for the Birthstone collection, but ultimately we went with Emerald City, which was more of a unique formula, trying to do unique things. Okay, we're always pushing ourselves to have less people screaming at me. So she just got cast aside, and then she was gonna be into classified, but then I didn't do that because it was too much green teal leaning, and David's tea was next. So always thinking, overthinking, always overthinking the people who will say, you just released this color. So you literally didn't get this color because David's tea was after declassified last year. The sacrifice that so many people endured. I feel you. I feel you. Okay. But then, moving forward, turning the clocks all the way forward to like almost another year later, we are here. And instead of releasing exactly this, we were like, let's divide this color into two. So what if there was a tealier one and a greenier one? And that's what we gave you instead. Suspect was last spotted reading this announcement. What? Who, me? Am I the suspect? Dark Crush Emerald. Last seen June 30th. You're not getting 3 of those. There's always a master plan, and there is literally a master plan for the 3 things you didn't get here. Well, actually, technically, there is a finished plan. Oh, for 2 of them. One of them, not really. Oh. But there's a reason for her rejection. Wait, you already knew why? Fuck. I don't even need to tell you anything then. Okay. I'm glad that I shelved gemstones and waited while we created the Birthstones collection. That doesn't mean that I don't want to reignite the passion for these and the formulas and the color palette, but it'll be done a different way with a different theme and not just as gemstones. Okay, that was true. That was like full truth right there. Am I drinking? That is obviously apple juice. And I am wearing prototypes of this collection. Oops. Okay, this top totally matches this vibe. I could have worn this instead of this woman on me. Crushed Holo, G-R. You can read the alphabet. That's crazy. What is this? Question, not soon, but would you consider a rainbow Crushed Holo collection without the shimmer? Simply, yes. Not exactly a rainbow. I think we've exhausted rainbows. I think I would just be screamed at. I feel like I wake up every day and go like, how do I not be screamed at today? What has my life become? Can we just go back in time when there was less screaming? Or was there more screaming? I don't know. I guess I wasn't there 800 years ago. But I agree with the rest of your statement. And I don't know. This one has gone in 2 different directions. 2 different greens is what she meant. You're going through my files? That's weird. Get out of my computer. Yes, I was wearing Smalt the beard. Oops, on my middle finger while I did the David's tea shoot at their store in Ottawa. Because I was literally in the middle of swatching my macro middle finger application swatches. And I just didn't change it. That was after camping. You can see, because I'm wearing camping plus that. we blame David. I have no idea why David wrote this. Rumor has it she's wearing the David's TX Holographic collab. No, I wasn't. What rumor? David, why did you start this rumor? The detectives immediately knew you were wrong though. They're like, no, that's an incorrect rumor. Oh, more swatching. Yeah, you can tell because the rest of the hand is camping and only one nail's changing. That seems to be something I just do. Oops. Stick. Yes. Again, filming different content, but the middle nail keeps changing. Black salami hand. So now you know I'm full hand swatching. Crushed velvet. Oh yeah, there's the red velvet base. Swatched it. What was I wearing there? I can't remember. Is that the green? Maybe. The clues. What is this? Why am I wearing myself? You guys are trying to figure out the color palette from my gym content. I'm so happy that people are watching my gym content, getting inspired and motivated to screenshot my nails and zoom in times 20. Grapes, I did not in fact end up buying fake grapes. We got real ones. But I did do arts and crafts shopping. Okay, that might have been cardinal sins. That was also cardinal sins. I don't know what that middle finger is. Maybe you could apply the logic we just discussed. Yes, here is Venetian views because it matched a dress I had to wear to a wedding so perfectly I could not help myself. And since I have it literally in front of me, I did it before it released in August. Such a good like wedding color, especially for like a winter wedding. If some people have like bridesmaid accent colors, I love like a rich teal. Like I would come to your wedding if this was your accent color. Yeah, that's my conditions. I will only RSVP if this is met. Leak Week. Stunning. Oh, look at this. A new era stirs. Indulge in a Holo Renaissance. Oh, rich. Behind the frame. Absolutely slaying this content. Shouts out to the team. Leak Week promos. Look at it. Like, it's so artsy, but like rich, heavenly at the same time, but sinfully. Like, it's just dripping everywhere. Going back to like OG nail polish porn. Prawn on YouTube. We call it prawn. PR0N, obviously. Like, this is so sensual. Like, I need an OF just for this collection, I think. Could have swung it that way. Honestly, it's so sexy. I can't click off. Guys, why is this video an hour long? Okay, next slide. Voted best-selling by the Discord. Oh, Discord polls? What is this? You're trying to solicit the chat for more data? What are you? Are you Facebook? What's going on? Okay, so this is what the Discord thought was the best-selling. Didn't chat say Venetian views, but sales said Vine to table, so Discord is correct. Voted worst selling by the Discord, and I also thought the same thing, but was wrong. Voted least favorite by the Discord, also wrong. Chat likes it, somewhere in the middle. Compared to last time, there's been a voter decline of 18%. Why aren't people voting? It's because they don't want to be wrong. What do title? That's what I also write, you know, when I didn't understand the assignment. What is title in our Renaissance era? Okay, this is nice. I like how it's building. It's building. It's building. We're getting there. Stunning. I love how it all comes together and you guys slowly piece it together like a real piece of art. Can we eat the nail polish? Oh, that's why I did a charcuterie stream, obviously, for the black salami. And also, yes, I guess you could find a food in almost every color here. What food is the teal, though? I don't know. Is that supposed to be like teal kale or something? Or the gray? What is that? Or is that like raisins? Chocolate covered raisins, but gray? Demenci! Wait, I just remembered Demenci from the Gucci video with Menci. All right, welcome to the Detective Museum of Prototypes. Our mission to educate the unwashed masses. That's you, chat. This is according to them, not me. Demenci and Xylini's forgotten masterpieces. Oh, the cats are so stunning. Okay, conspicuously hidden away from public view. What is this? Teal multichrome? That's not a teal multichrome. That's like multicolored foil flakes in a clear base, not multichrome. And also it was axed. Butterflies? Yeah, they weren't landing well. In that combination anyways. Gold scattered hollow taco? I thought about it, but... Oops. That was maybe gonna be in camping, but then Star Taco was just like, no, like we really wanted to do that one. But maybe we'll do it somewhere else where we have more room to play. Hearts? Again, so cute, but like maybe it belongs somewhere else. Don't fall too in love. It's not coming up next. Controversially cut from a previous exhibition, now in a place of pride again. Disco Cowboy. Are you sure you want this one? I don't know. I feel like this would not sell well. Yeah. No, you don't want this. Like, this would not sell well. I can just tell you right now.
I could see the mauve.
This one would sell better,
kind of
for
like
sure.
A weird. It's a little more eerie.
Because it's kind of spooky. Yeah. Okay. You call this Mold? Should I name it Mold if ever released? I don't know. RIP for now to MB3. We will see. Torn from the artist's grasp, finally recovered and restored to be the centerpiece of this exhibit. Unpacking stream, the seaweeded out.
No. This was a darker one, more like seaweed shades. Honestly, when I first tried it, I was like, sold, done, don't change it. Because I really liked like the darker color seaweed. But the team fought me on it. And they were like, we like the brighter, we want to uplift, we want the whole collection to be bright. And we think this one's just prettier. And then I was like, fine.
This is truth. That did happen. I was fought. And we went with a brighter palette, generally speaking, for the off the deep end with the flakes. But there was a seaweed prototype, but so help me, it was rejected. Bacchanalia, that's all from us. Bingo available here. Perfect. Solo mission is still in stock. Will she ever retire? She just doesn't want to go. You know, that just happens. It's like a boomer. They just like don't want to quit. Well, not all of them, but some of them just don't want to leave the position. All right, let's do bingo. Also pinned in Simply React. Big shout out to our wonderful Discord mods who have also had to endure the chaos of the Holo Del Taco Detectives throughout this Renaissance period. Okay, let's see. Shall we bingy? I will post a link in the chat as well if you don't venture in the dark depths. I'm spamming the link to bingo. Let's see. Okay. Bacchanalia. Is that bingo in Latin? Hello? I don't know. Color perception? I mean, yeah. Polish combos? Yes. Nightlife Force Seller? No. To which I am also shocked. Chat asks what Smalt is. Someone definitely asked. No gold? Yes. Technical difficulty? Did I have a technical difficulty? I don't think so. Shocking. Simply themed outfit? You know me. Chat asks about Halloween. This should have been free. Simply paints item? This is my painting. Solo mission still in stock. Wait, we have to confirm. Like, I gotta check. Okay, it's still available. Don't forget to add solo mission to your cart. Thank you. Favorite shade pull? Yes. Shade comparisons? Yes. Christine's Inferno? Okay. So many of these others are free. Van Gogh reference? No, I didn't do that. Mood boards? Yes. Simply accent? I mean, I tried. So when I first started to flesh out what I should do on stream, what the vibe is, what the costume is, I was like, Holo Renaissance team, how are you? And they're like, it's not British. Christine, it's not British. You gotta stop defaulting to the British accent. And I was like, oh, my apologies. I love it. So I realized it's not really that. It's just more the words chosen, which I made my fair attempt earlier in stream. Doesn't come as naturally to me as the British accent, though. Grapes prop, yes. Launch video takes 25 minutes. It probably took 87 minutes. Find to table bestseller, yes. Jewel tone history, well, I mean, we went through a history of every shade, so I think that counts. Renaissance pronunciation. Renaissance. I mean, I did say it in French. Explain different types of holo. I've gotten bingo 8 times now. TMNT. What does this mean? What is this acronym? Simply sips wine. I mean, I did have this cup, so I feel like that counts. Ben Farrell chats. Yeah, always. What is T? What the fuck is this? Why is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on this bingo card? Why would it be there? They're named after artists? Oh! I was like, why? Okay, now I get it. Their first names. Yeah, Leonardo, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if Ben was conceptualizing this collection, he would have called it the Mutant Ninja Turtles collection. Yeah. Not I. All right, well, bingo, bango, bongo, I win. And thank you to the Holo Taco Detectives for this wonderful mood board. Detectives deck. I see you working on the next one already. All right, chat. Thank you for paying your attendance to thy Simply stream. I love that I have Christine saying bingo, bango, bongo. Fuck, I gotta stop that. It was an accident. I take it back. I retract my statement in this court. Nothing is binding. Super chats? I feel like I got them. Did I miss them? Oh, I already answered that. I love wearing solo mission. Sorry. I love wearing solo mission when I want my hands to look like I've been making meatballs from scratch. Honestly, like, throw together a charcuterie board, solo mission style, and absolutely stunning. People will be like, oh my god, you match. And I'll be like, I know, I did that on purpose. Don't eat my finger. Simply, thank you for making Holo Taco a brand. Oh, I already read this. What would happen to have the... Would you happen to have the OG Emerald City Crush prototype? No, it's not down here. It's upstairs. It's kind of closer to Venetian Views, but it's still technically not the same. But it's not going to be released now because then I will be accused of things that are too similar in the same formula. Oh my god. And they would not be wrong. We have to dance with the allegations, okay? They're always coming for me in the square. We'll be getting this collection next week. Thank you for lifting the candidate fees. Don't thank me. Tariffs have nothing to do with me. That was the Canadian government who decided to lift the reciprocal tariffs, which were put on because of the American imposition on tariffs, which are still there and still exist. So I guess you could thank Mark Carney, but also he's just not taxing people more for buying American, which maybe you don't like when you think about it. So don't thank me. This is not about me or Holo Taco. We're just following the laws. Thank you for checking super chats. You're welcome. Mika Molinari. That sounds like a lovely Renaissance name. Oh no. Can you name all 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I don't think so. This is not the history lesson that you came to me for. Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo. I don't know the last one. Raffaello? Raphael. It sounds like Ferrero Rocher. Or like a brand. I don't know. Okay, I'm not that kind of artist. I'm this kind of artist. All right, chat. Here, have a fruit. As I send you off back to your homes, away from the square. Pick a grape, pick a pear, or an apple. But not too many, because all I have is enough to fill this tiny bowl. Or pick a Holo Renaissance shade, you know, on the website. Today or later, I don't care. Up to you. That's the power of the Holo. Bless, praise be. In Holo we trust. I'm gonna print that on money next. I think I'm gonna make a proposal to the Canadian government. In Holo we trust. Okay, let's do that, since we already have Holo on our monies. Back to being a peasant. Yeah, I'm gonna undo this outfit and go back to my more peasant, obliging flannel pajamas. So, thank you for joining me. I hope that you love the new collection and the new fall jewel tones. And I'm excited to see your Skittles, your combos, and just, yeah, what do you think? And I'll see you on the next one. As for stream, we'll be back on Wednesday. Undecided yet if we're gonna continue to play Peak with Ben. I think I've peaked, so I don't know if I can peak any higher than that, but we'll see. If not, we could like clean up crime scenes or date our kitchen appliances, just normal things we do on this stream. And then next Saturday, I'm thinking more unhinged breakfast, since you guys thought the last one was so disgusting, then maybe I would do some more. I'm a multi-talented artist. What can I say? Thank you to our wonderful moderators, the true nightlifes here. Knights in shining armor, and have a great rest of your weekend, chat. Now go forth. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye.